doesn't it?
It does, yes.
Well, you haven't spelt it correctly, Tim.
No, I realise that.
Preempting.
Preempting the answers.
Preempting the answers. But it's absolutely fine. That's what we've come to love and expect.
Oh well, I don't set out that way. I do actually try, which is what's the most scary about that.
I've got you that. Oh, there we go. I was just waiting for you to go live so I could mute the bloody thing.
Good.
Same here.
Right,
yes.
back over there.
So was that the strategy, Paul? You were in over at Gems that to stop Mabbit talking, they start talking about trucks and cars and stuff.
Yeah, well, no, the strategy with Mabbit is mute yourself and enjoy something different. Because whenever Mabbit's on, it's not enjoyable.
It's just the same thing all the time.
I've ended up in another Discord server called Medicinal Mass Media.
Ah, okay.
Oh, you're in there as well now, are you?
Because some little git called Stingray sent me an invite, and I thought, hello, what's this? Now I know where he hangs out, but oh my god!
So what?
At the moment, it's all right, but best part of yesterday, Witsit was in, and it's just like, no, not doing that. Sorry.
I have to look into that one.
Yeah.
It's like Gems used to be before it got really bad, isn't it?
Yes.
All right.
Yes, it is. Yeah. So at the moment, Doofus is over there. There's a lot of familiar faces over there. I did wonder where Stingray had gone to, because I thought, I bet he hasn't abandoned this completely. No, he hasn't.
No, so I'll have to check that one out. Oh, I could just send me a link sometime. Not at the moment.
I ended up in there because MC Toon did a stream.
Through there? Yeah, all right.
A couple of weeks ago.
I keep losing track of whether it's a new one or just they renamed an old one. So
right, well, I've just sent you an invite, so you know.
Thanks, man. I'll shut Discord down just in case. Here's Blue.
Oh, Blue's a moderator in there.
Oh, is he?
So's Terry.
So's Terry. Oh well, it's been around for a while then.
Yeah, Terry's in there a lot, isn't he, these days?
I don't know, because I'm not in there during the day because I'm at work, and then come the evening.
Yeah, different time frame then.
Anyway.
So, hey Alan, can you put up with another bit about FTFE for a little bit?
Yeah. Look, I don't watch his stuff.
No, neither do I.
Yeah,
but that's okay.
There's things about him that I don't like, but I won't go into here.
That's okay, because we were gonna decide which is worse. We're gonna FTFE or Bev.
Oh God. You've broken my brain.
Are you sweating, Alan?
Because yes,
it's a very difficult question to answer for me.
Yeah. I think you'll see. I'll start some of it up. Oh, I've lost it. I had it here 2 seconds ago, and now that I'm going to show it, because I've lost it, I'll find it again. Where are you? There he is. It's videos. Be under live. There he is. So
I'm still trying to talk. No, you keep over talking.
Oh, yeah, that's where I was up.
I'll
go back to
the beginning. See Clive Wells has already guessed Paul's name.
Yeah. Gonna have to put time out with Clive at the start. So can't put an answer up for more than 15 minutes after the start. Nah, I wouldn't do that to you, Clive. Well, that's if he's right.
Right.
Yeah.
Got it right. Yeah.
We just assume you're right. It's just automatic, Clive puts an answer up. You could have put up Angie Dickinson and we would have said, oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Next time I won't pick a name, I'll just ask Clive what the current name is.
He asked before he put up to the clue. Well, you could save you thinking about it. You could have this automatic process. Can you just tell me what the answer is this week, Clive? So and then I don't have to think about it. We could do that. Let me find. I'll just mute this for a sec because let's get past some of the stuff at the beginning. Now, how typical is this?
But thank you very much, everyone that did donate. Mr. FTFE, I'm not your dad. I'm just FTFE.
So, for a start...
Thank you very much for having me here. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for helping.
You can hear that, can't you? By the way, just checking.
Yeah, we can.
We can.
Yeah, you notice what you can't hear?
Bev.
Best bit of the stream, that was.
It was.
Oh, we couldn't hear Bev.
When you couldn't hear Bev. Yep.
It was
then
a little bit...
unfortunately they figured out what was wrong and then you could hear him. It's like, oh.
Yeah, do you want to explain how you can't have two parallel points? You can't have parallel points. Yeah, do you want to explain how you can't have two parallel points?
And you can imagine what's been said on the other end. You don't really need it. Yeah.
Don't worry, FTFE says some pretty dumb shit too.
He does, yeah.
The Earth's not spheroid?
No.
Then you're lying to your son.
Level
Why?
is
Big
horizontal.
Spheroid.
Stop it.
No. We're just going to get round to that. You're shape obsessed. We're going to get round to the bit where you talk about where I lie to my son. That's the point we're here.
Do you tell your son the Earth's not spheroid?
No.
Then you're lying to your son.
Why?
Because the Earth's not spheroid.
Well, do you tell your son that the Earth's an oblate spheroid?
Absolutely, because it is. I like to tell my son the truth.
Are you proud of that?
Yeah, because that's the truth, and I like to tell my son the truth.
Do you tell your son that level isn't horizontal?
I tell my son that level can have many different definitions depending on the context. That there is not just one definition of level, and that when we are talking about the Earth, level means conforming to the curvature of the liquid parts of Earth's surface, and according to surveyors, true level is the curvature of the Earth. So, you know...
But a water level is a tool for establishing a horizontal plane of reference.
A water tool is a tool that reacts to the...
Straight away.
Straight away.
Talking about level, let's talk about a water level.
Yeah, of course. What else would you talk about?
Yeah,
Forces of gravity.
How does Bev establish a plane of reference with only 2 points? That's what I want to know.
I've asked that question many times. Never gotten an answer.
Yeah.
That's straight in.
I thought you needed 3 points to define a plane.
I did too. Yeah.
Yes, a minimum of.
Yeah.
And why does Craig's hairdo remind me of a cockatoo?
Yes.
I know.
Yes. I always wonder if he actually...
Something about Mary.
I've always wondered, does he just do that for the show, or does he go outside looking like that?
There's something about Craig.
Yeah.
Blue, you almost got me to blow coffee out my nose there.
But a water level, like I say, a water level is a tool for establishing a horizontal plane of reference.
Yeah, and a water level will react to the forces that are created by gravity. So, one side of the water level will not be completely perpendicular to the other side of the water level, assuming that...
What the fuck does that mean?
What
does that
he
mean?
talking about? What is he talking about?
I don't know.
Didn't you know, Blue, that one side of a water level is perpendicular to the other side?
I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, like I'm trying to visualize that and what it means.
I really,
I don't know.
No.
I think it's funny because, it's like, it's a water level. You could hold, it's not a theodolite or anything with it's plumb line. It's just a water level. You could hold it at any angle. And he still couldn't get the idea that perpendiculars don't come into it.
The chat's claiming you got an echo.
I've got an echo.
Oh, wait.
Is it me or is it everyone?
No, I guess it's okay now.
Echo is back.
Larry March says echo is back when you play video.
Okay. Oh, I think I know why. Hang on a sec. Let's see.
By water level, you mean like a tube with connected at two ends with water on both ends. Those two sides of the water.
Has the echo gone now? Oh, there's a bit we can play.
You need to play some more of the video.
Yeah, anyway. Just let me know in the chat. I'll fix it on the fly.
Completely perpendicular to the other side of the water level, assuming that by water level you mean like a tube with connected at two ends with water on both ends. Those two sides of the water level will not be completely perpendicular to each other. They will deviate away from each other. This is measured. This is factual.
They will have an equal elevation. I don't know what you're talking about, perpendicular.
Yeah.
It's just two ends of a water level. They'll have an equal elevation.
Elevation is not curvature. You can have elevation.
No, I didn't say it was. It's a horizontal plane of reference.
You can, right, so if you have two sides of the water level that are both 10 meters above the surface of the earth, there will still be a curve in between them.
Yeah, as I said, who's worse at the moment? I don't know.
God.
Will there?
Yes.
Okay. And would that curve go higher than the 2 points?
No, it would stay the same elevation above the surface of the earth.
Okay.
You're going the Nathan Oakley route here of not understanding what
I'm not going the
elevation
Nathan
and
Oakley
level
route
means.
at all.
You certainly
No.
are going the Nathan Oakley route of not understanding what elevation and level means. This is
No,
definitely
you're
Nathan
the
Oakley.
one that says that this horizontal plane that the water level provides is flat Earth, right?
No, I'm
You
not.
say that.
I never said that.
Same as Nathan
I
Oakley.
never said that once.
Well, you're calling me a flat Earther.
You are a flat earther, yes.
Well, because I say that level is horizontal.
I mean, that could possibly be one of the definitions of level.
Okay.
Under
Well, that
certain-
is the
under
definition
certain-
that I would go with.
So you ignore all the other definitions.
What are the other definitions?
Well, if you look in the dictionary and
I mean, level's got so many fucking definitions. I don't know where to start. And he's just gone, I'll have that one, thank you.
Clive Wells, you're not allowed to claim that yet.
go to the word level, there will be a whole bunch of them. Do you
Oh,
just
you
choose
couldn't
one
hear
to
me.
go with
That's
that?
okay.
I mean, there's
I wonder
nouns,
why it
there's
goes on for what.
adjectives.
I just assumed you're ignoring my questions. It's okay.
Well, technically we were ignoring it.
You were.
We were near it.
You were, because you didn't know what they were. No, I was going to say, for those that haven't seen this, guess what Bev is going to bring up as alternates to his one definition of level. Anyone who's listened to him enough knows exactly what he says. His first one is like, oh yes, there's spirit levels, and
That's it.
you'll run through the laser levels. And, yeah.
What he does.
Adjectives, you know, what we're using here.
Yeah, well, there's a global level, water level.
Beverly, I'm talking, right. Level,
Who's Beverly?
you are. Beverly, level.
No, I'm called Bev.
Yes, Beverly, I know. Level
Um,
can mean many different things. And when we are talking about the Earth, level means a curve conforming to the curvature of the liquid parts of Earth's surface.
Well, we're talking about the water level
Yeah,
that
which is
is
curved.
horizontal, not the Earth.
water,
The tool, the
water
water
yeah,
level.
but a tool, water level, is not the same as the word level. They are different things.
Well, like an auto level.
Yet again, that is not level. That is a tool called an auto level. That is not
That
the
establishes
word
a
level.
horizontal plane of reference.
Yeah, and which you can clearly use to show that the Earth curves.
So there's two levels. One's
There's
a
lots
water
of-
level,
there's
the other one's
lots
an
of
auto
levels.
level.
No,
and they both
neither of those are the word
provide
level, they are
a
tools.
horizontal plane of reference.
They can do.
Mhm.
Yeah,
They do.
A water level, as in a tube connected with water at both ends, will not show a horizontal plane of reference because
Getting about the
they
water
will
in between,
deviate
but it's
away from
okay.
each other. And if you were to take a 90-degree from azimuth from each side, those lines would not go straight; they would cross each other because they would be
Azimuth?
deviating away from each
You
other.
say?
Because the Earth
Azimuth.
Azimuth, yeah, 90
I mean,
degrees
like-
from azimuth.
For fuck's sake, you think you'd been arguing this stuff long enough to know the difference between zenith and azimuth? 90 degree from azimuth. What the hell does that mean?
Yeah.
is an oblate spheroid, Bev. Whether you
There's only
want to
2
admit it
points.
or not. There's only 2 points on the Earth.
No, there's only 2 points for the water level. We've got a test, right? Let me run you through this, right? Do you know? Have you ever heard of
the Earth's a globe? Yeah.
Have you ever heard of the Bedford level?
Yes, I have. The Bedford level actually established that the Earth is quite clearly a globe with the curvature expected.
Okay, right. Nicely scripted. But you've got two
Scripted?
bridges.
Did you, is there a script in
6
front of you?
miles apart. Two bridges, 6 miles apart.
Correct.
Right? Above the same stretch of water, providing
Yes.
the sluice gates aren't locked.
Yes.
Right, so if you measure an equal elevation above that water at each end of the bridge, each bridge,
Yeah.
you would have 2 points at an equal elevation above a body of water, a canal.
Yeah. Yeah, and there'd be a
Now-
curve in between those 2 points. Yeah.
If you joined those 2 points up, right,
You would need
with a
curve to
straight
do that.
line,
You
with a
wouldn't be able
straight
to.
line,
They would form a tangent to the surface of the Earth.
2 points, right?
No.
No, because you're on bridges, so that line's not going to touch the water anyway.
No.
No.
Yeah, I heard that and thought, oh mate, come on.
Yeah.
He's just giving Bev an open invitation, isn't he? You know?
He is.
Yeah.
Well, Bib's not smart enough to take it, but
No, but
They
Doesn't,
would make
doesn't help the case, does it? No.
a straight line.
Well, those 2 points would make a straight line that forms a tangent to the spherical surface of the Earth.
It would just be a straight
No.
line, and it wouldn't be
No.
a tangent to
It
anything,
would be a
because they'll be
tangent
in
to
the
the
air.
surface of the, and it would be a
In the
tangent
air.
it would be a tangent to the surface of the Earth. Yes.
Tangent.
At least Bev can tell that he knows that he's not right.
It would be parallel to a tangent at the midpoint.
Yes.
yes. But it wouldn't be tangent
No.
unless you were
No.
pretty low.
You could get that level down low enough to just see the tip of the water. Yeah.
Into what?
To the surface of the Earth. I just said that. Do you have
They're,
difficulty hearing?
they're an equal elevation above water, so they're in
Correct.
the air
Yes. Yeah. And the
at
line
altitude.
and the line connecting them, if it is completely straight, will be a tangent to the surface of the Earth.
Tangent to what?
I'm sorry. Are you having issues hearing? To the surface of the
Yeah.
Earth.
But what is a tangent? Is a straight line that touches a curve at 1 point and 1 point only.
Yeah, exactly. And the straight line connecting
So-
those 2 points at the same elevation will form a tangent that touches the surface of the Earth, or very close to
How
it.
many times does he have to say it wrong?
So what's the surface that it's touching in the air?
Well, it wouldn't be
Is it
touching
an
the
air tangent?
At the
An
middle
air
of that
tangent.
line, if it is completely straight, connecting point A and B,
do you know,
the middle of that
it
line
pains
would
me to say this.
touch or
I
be-
mean, you have no idea how much it pains me to say this, but Bev.
Don't say it. Don't you dare. say
Okay,
it.
but you know what I'm going to say.
Don't
because-
you dare.
Okay,
say
no.
that.
Let me rephrase this.
Not 100%.
Craig is wrong. How's that?
No.
Because it really does pain me to say what these, well, shall go unsaid.
Jesus.
Oh, dear.
It's a faux
Very
tangent.
close.
It's a cotangent.
to the
Oh,
surface of the
tangent.
water.
Really?
Yes, because that
You got
line.
faux
that-
leather. Why can't you have faux tangent? So,
Must be photangent. Yeah.
gotta be a faux tangent.
Tangent extinction.
Given 6 miles of the Bedford levels, and those bridges aren't very high.
Nope.
The bottoms, the bridges, the bridges could actually just about be on a line that is that would create a tangent. at
Over
the centre
6
point.
miles?
Not really.
No.
No, not even close.
No,
I mean, you're right. They're not very high bridges, but they're not that low either. And I think what complicates matters is I don't think they're exactly the same height.
No, they're not.
But,
We looked at that before.
but Bev has shot himself in the foot because one of his cohorts, obviously not Bev, took a photo through the auto level at Welney. And if these two bridges were at the same height, as in it was a flat Earth, then the crosshairs would be roughly the same height on the bridge 6 miles away. And as we all know, they're well up in the bloody air, pointing at those big trees behind the bridge.
Yeah.
Oops.
Oops.
Yeah.
That's
Way
where
up that
Craig
tree
should have
there.
gone with that. He should have had something like that ready. So, well, how? Okay, if you're shooting from one bridge to the other, how come the crosshairs are way above the further bridge? They should be roughly the same height as where you started out at Welney, and of course they're not.
No.
which is why Bev says it's not my photo. I didn't take that photo.
Yeah,
That's why he doesn't take photos, because then
Yeah.
he's got deniability.
because the camera changes the
Oh,
how they
obviously the camera
level.
changes what you see through the auto level.
Yeah.
Oh, but Farmer Sport, you're using the instrument beyond its capabilities.
Yeah,
That's what
the
it
vision.
say.
The vision should have.
Yeah.
The vision should have stopped at 50 minutes, or whatever it is, 500 minutes, or whatever they say it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I can't remember what the specs are for his, but it's not far, is it? Because
No. It's
as we all know, curvature then starts to come into play.
My quick calculation suggests that for it to be tangent, the bridges would have to be about 12 feet over the water.
Really?
yeah, but you'd have to have the level on the surface of the bridge to do that.
Yes. Just 12 feet, just trying to make... Yeah, actually, I'm not entirely convinced that the bridges are that
No,
high.
you'd have to only about 5 feet, Alan. You're
Yeah.
not doing.
Yeah, 12
You
feet's
don't
too
do.
much.
You don't do a six.
I
6 mile drop.
I
You
half
only do a
Yeah,
I
got
half-
3 mile drop.
No,
Yeah.
it's about 6
Yes.
feet. Yeah.
At 6 feet,
Yeah.
and the
Yeah,
bridges are
and
further
the-
than that.
The bridges, which of course are roadways, they're higher than 6 feet off the water.
Yeah,
And then, of course, your auto level on a
on top of that as well.
tripod might have it higher than that.
So yeah, you're not going to get a tangent. Oh, we'll keep going. We'll go back.
Connects the two would not have the same elevation along the entire way.
Okay, so you're saying that they're an equal elevation at each end,
Yes.
right, above the water.
Correct.
Let's say about 5 meters,
Yes.
right, above the water.
Correct.
Now you're saying at the center of that line between those 2 points on a straight line, it's going to be touching something.
Yes, that straight line would form a tangent to the surface of the Earth, or very, very close to a tangent touching the surface of the Earth. Because, as I just
no
said,
idea.
that straight line would not have the same elevation as the 2 points the entire way.
So a straight line that's an equal elevation at each end, you're saying, would not have an equal elevation at the center.
Not unless it was a curved line, no.
Okay, so would the water rise up to touch this straight line?
It would appear to rise up from the perspective of a person at either point, because you're always looking down to the horizon.
But you've got it going up, so you've got
Yeah,
a hump.
it would appear to rise up because of how perspective works.
Wow.
So you do have, you
No.
go for the hump model, the rising of the center.
It's a level
Right.
surface.
I always find this annoying because you can go with that, but to my vision, it doesn't really. Your reference frame is that's not how it works anyway. But that's people get caught in that, trying to say, "Oh, yes, the water appears to rise." No, it's you're looking in this direction.
Yeah, but in relation to these 2 points and this straight line, it
The
rises
straight line,
in
the
the
straight
center.
line isn't level. The straight line is straight, not level.
Equal elevation. So
Yeah.
could you call that straight line horizontal?
No, it wouldn't be horizontal. No,
Oh.
it would be pointing down from either point.
Oh no!
Down.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's right.
Well,
So
he is
on a straight line.
as from a reference, yes, but I can just see that. Yeah, I know where Bev's going with this straight away.
Connecting
Oh,
point A and point B, it would have to point down from either side. Because the Earth's curved.
Down.
Yeah. I mean, is geometry and 3D visualization a little hard for you, Beverly?
Well, I mean, you can try giving these fancy names you want, right?
Which
Everybody
fancy
knows my
name
name's
have
Bev.
I used here? Sorry, did line confuse you? Was that too fancy of a name? Did the word curve, is that too fancy for you? Was geometry too fancy a word for you? Or is tangent confusing to your small brain? Which one is it?
Keep your anger under control. Okay?
I haven't, there's
Deep
been
breaths.
zero anger at all. I've been smiling this entire time, laughing at how incredibly dumb you are.
Just trying to keep you under control, mate.
I'm perfectly under control. I
Jolly
very much
good.
enjoy talking to dumb people. It makes me very happy.
All right.
And just to be clear there, you're the dumb person I'm talking to.
Yeah,
Thanks for
that's
living.
your threatening or abusive manner that you do.
And which part of my manner has been threatening or abusive?
The one where you call in names.
What names have I called you?
You've called me Beverly.
Yes,
and
Beverly,
that's
I have.
not
That's
my
your
name.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. See, like this is how childish you get.
Let's see. How many years now has Bev been calling George a Natchik nutsack?
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, and he gets his nose out of joint because Craig calls him Beverly.
Yeah.
What?
I mean, he's abbreviated his name to Bev to make it look like his name's Beverly. Why else would you do that?
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know any male name. Bev.
It's his surname.
Bevan.
Is Bevan.
Yeah.
Because his name is actually Paul Bevan.
Yeah.
Oh, Bevan,
Correct.
exactly.
Yeah.
He gets really excited if you use his actual name. Although he's the
Or
one
he-
who put it out on the internet.
No, doesn't he ever?
He called me by my name
Yes.
once on Twitter because it's there, and I replied and called him Paul, and it stopped straight away. He doesn't like it.
Doesn't like it happen.
I mean,
does
I
it?
don't mind because it's there on Twitter for all to see. That that's my mistake. Like I really give a shit. But if you're going to call me by my name, I'm going to call you by yours. Oh, you don't like that? Well, fucking knock it off then.
My point is, all Craig's doing is giving Bev a dose of his own medicine, and
Yeah.
Bev has little room to complain about that,
Yeah.
given the things he said about other people, and still does.
He uses that name for George, and then he'll try and sort of express sympathy for him and all the rest of it. Well, if you're that sympathetic to George, don't call him nutsack for fuck's sake. Oh, bollocks.
Well,
Yeah, the
we
guy's-
all know he's a.
Guy's been dead for a year, and Bev is still insulting him.
Yeah. It's a bit rough.
That speaks volumes for who Bev is.
Oh yeah, certainly does.
Let's play some more. We're a whole 21 minutes in.
Craig,
Beverly is your name. Please don't argue with me. That is
it's
what I've
not
decided.
my
It is-
name.
Well, it's the name I have given you.
Now.
Yes, because you're childish.
If you say so. I agree that is quite childish, and I will keep calling you Beverly because I think it's funny.
Right.
And so far, you have responded to the name Beverly several times, therefore confirming that your name is in fact Beverly.
It's not. My name is not Beverly.
Well, why have you responded to the name Beverly
Everybody
several
knows
times?
that. I mean, what is the idea of this, Craig?
Exactly what's happening now. I'm getting you very triggered, and I'm finding it hilarious.
You think this is getting triggered?
You are clearly getting triggered because I called you Beverly, and you don't like it.
No, you're just name calling, right?
All right, let's check
for
with
the
the,
fact
with
that
the
you've got
460
no
people watching in my
argument,
chat.
and you've just said
Wait,
that a
sorry,
straight
no
line
argument.
has to go downwards.
Yeah, if on Earth, if there is 2 points that are, parallel,
Equal elevation.
There are equal elevation above the surface of the Earth, to connect those 2 points, the only way that line connecting those 2 points would stay the same elevation above the surface of the Earth is if that line was curved.
The shortest distance between those 2 points at an equal elevation would be called, in reality, a horizontal line.
Well, no, because in reality the Earth's curved.
You said it's not.
No, because in reality the Earth is an oblate spheroid, and the water connecting those 2 points curves.
So where's the horizontal line in between those 2 points, right? Is
There
it
wouldn't
possible
be.
for you to
You would
make
not be
a
able to connect
horizontal
those 2
line
points. No.
between A and B?
No, you would not be able to make a horizontal line that connects A and B that would create a 90-degree to azimuth at each point.
You couldn't have a perpendicular at each point.
No, because
But
they
you- but
are
you can.
deviating.
Oh God! A horizontal line that creates a 90-degree to azimuth. What does that even mean?
Again, he's off again.
away from each
Yeah.
other because no, you can't. In reality, you can't because plumb lines deviate away from each other.
In reality, you can go to that bridge at each end of the 6 miles, and you can make a perpendicular with a.
Have you done that?
Yeah.
Well, you had a line, a physical line connecting.
No,
both
you can
points.
drop. You can drop a plumb bob
You can drop
at
a plumb bob
each
where?
end of the bridge.
Yeah, and those plumb bobs will diverge away from each other. Yes, that's been measured.
Well, if you have an equal elevation on those plumb bobs at each end of the Bedford Canal,
Yes.
5 meters, let's say.
Yeah. Are you going to
Then
misunderstand it again? Please do. It's funny.
In between each one of those points, you could have the shortest straight line distance between A and B. In reality, right? That's possible.
Yeah, in reality, you could draw a straight line that would be the shortest distance between those 2 points. However, as I've said several times, Beverly, that straight line will not have the same elevation above the surface of the Earth along its entire length. The only way that the line would have the same elevation as point A and point B would be if that line is curved.
Right, so the horizontal line that goes
not
from
horizontal.
A to B, but they're at an equal elevation.
Well,
and
okay,
a water level is a tool that establishes a horizontal plane of reference, and it would have an equal elevation, an equal altitude at each end.
Why are you repeating yourself? Again, the elevation...
I'm just trying to make sure that you're...
Right, let me make this very, very clear for you. Point A has an elevation 5 meters above the surface of the Earth. Yes?
Yes, above the water at Bedford.
Yeah, okay. So point A has an elevation of 5 meters above the water at Bedford. And point B has an elevation of 5 meters above the water at Bedford, correct?
Above the same, above the same water.
Above the same water, right?
Not at Bedford.
If you were to...
No, I know.
It's not even in Bedfordshire. It's in bloody Cambridgeshire.
Yeah.
It's almost in Norfolk.
Yeah, it's not far off, is it?
Now, it would be fun if you could say, "Oh yeah, no, Paul." Craig wouldn't know that because obviously he's not in England, but he is, and so is Bev.
He's from England. But,
that's what I mean.
You know, he's from the wrong side of England. He's from the wrong side of England. He's the wrong sort of carrot cruncher.
It does confuse people when it's called the Bedford level and it's nowhere near Bedford. It's got nothing to do with the place. Well, I should know. I now work in Bedford. Just on the outskirts.
Yeah, I accidentally once ended up driving along it, trying to get to Ely.
Well, you would have got a lot of water in, bit of water in it then, if you drove.
Well, sorry, along the road that runs parallel with it. With them.
Yeah,
because there's 2 cuts.
Yes, it's all right.
And the river.
Is it a river? I thought it was a canal.
It's
not one body of water. Is at one point there's 3.
Yeah.
There's the river and there's 2 cuts. The cuts being the canal bits.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's get back to
it. Create a completely straight line between those 2 points. That straight line would not have the same elevation of 5 meters along its entire length. As it got towards the middle point, that elevation above the surface of the Earth would get smaller and smaller and smaller until it was nearly a tangent. And then, as it got towards the other one, it would get further and further and further away from the surface of the Earth until it is again 5 meters. The only way that the line connecting point A and point B can be the same elevation as point A and point B along its entire length is if that line is curved. Do you understand?
Right, well, can we go back to it?
Do you understand?
The horizontal
yes or no?
plane.
No, hold on.
I understand what you're saying, yes.
Yes, there we go. Well done. And that is, Beverly, that is reality, Beverly.
Can we agree that that is a horizontal plane?
I mean, it wouldn't form a 90-degree angle to each of the points.
Would it at the centre where you say it's going to be tangent? Would at that point, would it be perpendicular? And would it be classed as a horizontal plane?
A tangent would be a horizontal plane above the surface of a surface, yes. That's what a tangent is.
That straight line that we've just...
No. It is
not
a plane.
Not a plane.
It is a line.
Or a line at best.
A to B that you said goes across the centre.
Yes.
It now is a horizontal plane of reference.
Only from the centre point. That's the only point where it is going to be horizontal. It will not be horizontal at either end, at point A or point B. The only point it will form a horizontal plane is where the tangent touches the surface of the Earth.
Yeah. Just at the centre point.
Yes, this is very basic geometry, Bev, which I understand is the reason you don't understand.
How is it a plane there?
Because it would be a straight line. That's what a tangent
it's a point.
is.
You just said it's a point. Because the line would go from A to B.
And that tangent...
Yes, we know where we're going.
Are we taking turns confusing each other here, or what?
Yeah.
I think so. It's like they're both as dumb as each other here, and they can't realise it.
Yeah, dear. Yes, stop typing in bed, Fred.
That line would touch a point on the surface of the Earth. And that
would
horizontal that horizontal would only be horizontal at the point in the center. That's the only place it would be horizontal.
It's a line. A horizontal is a line, Craig.
Yeah, and again, that the only
Has
place
two
it will be
endpoints,
again,
A
again,
and B.
Bev, listen. The only point that line will be a horizontal plane is at the center. It will not be a horizontal plane at point A or point B.
You're doing the monad thing. How can it be a plane at the center point?
Because that's what
It's either a plane or
yes,
a line
a tangent.
or
A tangent
point.
line is a plane.
What? Oh, God.
You,
A tangent line.
Line is a plane. Okay.
Wow.
you forgot to add that we will need double face palm protection to protect us from both sides of this argument.
Oh dear. Yes, I feel sorry for Craig when, he's having trouble with Bev.
God almighty. Yes, you could define a tangent plane that contains that line.
Yes,
That is possible.
you could form a plane at that point, but not with the information you currently have.
Okay, so is it a horizontal
At the center
tangent
point.
line then that goes
It's horizontal
from A
in reference.
to B?
It is only horizontal in reference to the center.
Okay.
Because one
Well, you said
horizontal
the
is not.
tangent
I'm
is
in the
horizontal.
middle of talking, right? One person's horizontal is not another person's horizontal. If I have a horizontal and someone walks 20 meters away from me, their horizontal is no longer the same as my horizontal. They will diverge
It
away
could be
from
on the
each other.
same horizontal though, right?
No,
Of course you could.
no, you can't.
Yeah, you can extend a horizontal well over 20 feet.
But it won't be it won't be another person's horizontal. It will only be the person's horizontal that is standing in the center of it. It's not anyone else's horizontal.
Or you could make it an entire plane.
Horizontal
and have
is a
4 people
local thing.
on the-
Bev, horizontal
Well,
is a
as
local
local
thing.
as the water level, yeah, from A to B.
No,
You
from
established
A
a
to B.
horizontal.
From A to B is not local. That is over a distance. Local is 1 point.
Well,
Yeah, not to say that Bev is the opposite of incorrect, but in terms of a very small reference frame, you could establish a horizontal plane that was several people could have reference to. But
Well,
okay,
it's approximately horizontal. If you're going to get
Yes.
nitpicky, it's not exactly horizontal.
no.
For all practical purposes, it's approximately horizontal, which is good enough.
Good enough.
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, it's the difference between what we can and can't measure, isn't it?
Yes, that's right. So it would be very difficult to measure other than that over a very small building. Let's use a building envelope as a good reference. Yes, you can establish one plane that everyone can reference easily.
like you're saying local is a point.
Yeah.
Because a point is that of which has no parts. That's a nothing to nowhere.
Okay. Yeah.
So you're saying local
Words
is
are very
nowhere.
hard for you, aren't they, Bev? Words are very, very hard for you. All right. I've made this very, very simple.
It's only the first definition. in
I've made this
don't worry
very,
about it.
very, very simple for you, and I will make it simple again. Okay. Please open your ears and listen. The only way that a line connecting point A and point B that will maintain a 5 meter elevation above the surface of the Earth is if that line is curved. There we go. End of discussion.
And you definitely go for the hump to go up.
I
to the
just
water, not
told
the
you
drop.
I just told you exactly what it is.
Okay. Well, like when Jesse Kozlowski said that the water level drops.
Am I Jesse Kozlowski? Are you debating Jesse Kozlowski or are you debating me?
No, Jesse Kozlowski's done one, hasn't he? He's never. done
Are you debating Jesse Kozlowski or are
I'm
you
not.
debating
I'm
me?
not
Which one is it?
debating you either.
You
Like, 'cause
you
you've
absolutely
got
are.
nothing.
You 100%
There's
are.
no
This
argument
is a
here,
stream
Craig, you've
called. This is a stream that is titled a flat Earth debate. FTIV versus Bev
It's
for
not-
thinking.
this
So
isn't
we
flat
are
Earth
having a
debate.
debate. No, it is because you're a
No.
flat earther.
No, I am not a flat earther.
Yes, you
Craig,
are. You are a
and
flat
this
earther.
is far from a debate.
You are a flat earther, whether you like it or not, and this is a debate, whether you like it or not. Of course, the
Well,
debate is in
see-
inverted commas.
This is where you and your fantasies of fighting flat earthers
That's
has to come to an end.
I don't fight flat earthers.
I'm
I
not
fight
a
the
flat.
Earth.
I'm not a flat earther.
You are a flat earther.
Or your
Okay.
neighbours or whatever you want to fight. Like there's
Well,
no
well-
need.
Oh,
I'm
well,
not a flat
sorry,
earther,
sorry.
and I'm not your
what was
neighbour.
that- What was that about my neighbour?
I said you're fighting. I'm not worth fighting because I'm not a flat earther.
Well, you are a
and
flat
I'm not
earther.
your neighbour.
Yeah, again, I don't fight flat earthers. I fight the flat earth. And I know you're not my neighbour. Thank fuck. But why are you bringing up my neighbour?
Well, duh.
Imagine having Bev as your neighbour.
You were fighting him. You've got a
Yeah.
criminal conviction for
Yeah,
fighting
dude,
people
I'd
because you
have to
get
broken-
angry.
Dude broke into my house and threatened me, so I beat the fuck out of him. Would you not do the same?
You gave him your Mrs. But did you get it back? Did you get a bike back?
The police got it back eventually, yeah.
So you did get it back.
Once the police went and found where it was, where he'd sold it for a drug debt, yes.
Well, you got it back. That's
The
good.
police got it back, yeah, after the whole thing. But again, let me ask you that question again, Bev. If someone broke into your house and threatened you, would you not beat the fuck out of them?
Well, I wouldn't know. You'd have to get some sort of a proof of that sort of stuff, wouldn't you?
No, it's not a proof thing. It's a simple hypothetical question. If somebody forced your front door open, came up to you, and threatened you, would you beat them up? Yes or no?
But he's got that super
That's
duper
not what
security
happened,
system,
Craig.
sure.
Don't,
But it's absolutely
don't
what
start
happened.
making stuff.
No, that's
he was
absolutely.
Sorry, I missed that. What was that?
He's got that super duper $4,500 security system that.
Oh, yeah, that's
people-
because Blue Marble Science was
Because he
threatening
felt
him across the pond
Yeah.
on YouTube. So he needed a security system. Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Never knew I was that intimidating.
Well, because we know where you live, don't we?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Rent free, even.
Yeah.
on the
What
front
happened?
of your house. You
That
went
was the
over
You were about to say, Blue?
I
Sorry.
don't think the security system has helped that situation either.
No, I don't think it is.
Yeah.
Second
Sorry,
time.
Ron.
Still-
Yeah, that was the
Rob,
second
change
time.
it now.
Yeah, that was the
On
second
the
time.
second time you beat him up. You beat him
Yes.
up twice.
Yeah, you went over the stream where I did. You should know that. Yes,
Is that where you were behaving in a threatening or abusive manner? The one that
I
you're
did.
guilty to.
I did threaten him. Yes, because he shouted horrible things at me, and I threatened him and said if he didn't give my wife's bike back, there'd be issues. Yes, absolutely. But again, the question, Bev, to you, which you avoided, is if somebody forced your front door open and
Did
threatened
he call
you.
you a child abuser or something like that?
Again, if somebody forced your front door open, Bev, and threatened you, would you beat them up? Yes or no? You don't like yes or no
Dunno.
questions, do you?
I don't know. I've never been put in that situation.
Level.
So you're saying you would just let your family be in danger with some crazy guy breaking into your house? Good to know. Good to know that's how you would, treat your family. That you're not man enough to defend them when someone forces their way in.
Did you leave the front door open?
No, the front door, it doesn't lock automatically. You can open it from either side.
Okay.
Why are we
So he
talking
just
about
opened
this?
your door then?
Yeah,
Maybe we could get away from this personal stuff.
I was wondering why he's bringing up the personal stuff. It's crazy.
No, he was just on about you fighting flat earthers because I'm not a flat earther.
I don't fight flat earthers. When have I fought a flat earther?
I don't know. You're called fight the flat earth.
Yeah, exactly. And
Yeah, fight the
that's
flat earth, not fight
not the
flat
same
earth.
as fight the flat earthers, is it?
But you're trying to make level being horizontal a flat earth thing, so you
it is.
can fight it. It's
It
not.
is, because you're a flat earther.
No,
and
it's
that's what
just
you push.
it's just reality,
Why else would
Craig.
you say
But it's
it?
not, though.
And I'm not a flat earther.
You are a flat earther. Whether you
You
like it or
are.
not, you are a flat earther.
That's a good argument.
Let me ask you one simple question that will confirm if you are a flat earther or not. Right?
I'm not a flat earther.
Well, but this question will confirm it. Do you believe the surface of the Earth can lie between two parallel planes no more than 100 miles apart?
I wouldn't know.
Why wouldn't you know? Did you do measurements?
Well, I know that horizontals are parallel, right? I can prove that.
Well, they're not. Though.
But as for your distance, I haven't got a clue.
They're not though.
But you-
Horizontals aren't parallel. Plumb lines diverge. This has been measured for centuries.
You said horizontals. Not
Yeah,
plumb-
my horizontal is not your horizontal, and plumb lines diverge. So a horizontal relative to a plumb line is not going to be the same as for me as it is for you. So
I think this may be where we've found your problem.
no, I'm not on the problem here, right? So let me ask you. Let me ask you a
Let's establish a horizontal, like a horizontal, right?
A horizontal
like say on-
are we talking about a horizontal on Earth that forms a tangent to the surface of the Earth? Yes.
How about we're calling on a mathematics board in school, right? You've got the
mathematics.
X,
We're talking about mathematics.
and the Y.
If we talk about mathematics, then I never got an answer to this
Got X
question
and
last
Y.
time. Is non-Euclidean geometry a branch of mathematics?
We're talking about Euclidean geometry on a math board with X and Y.
Does Euclidean geometry count if the Earth's a sphere?
Well, a sphere is a Euclidean solid shape, right?
Is non-Euclidean geometry a branch of mathematics?
11,
Yes or no?
A sphere.
Is non-Euclidean geometry a branch of mathematics? Yes or no?
It's not Euclidean geometry, and that's all I know. Craig.
Is non-Euclidean geometry a branch of mathematics? Yes or no?
Brilliant, Craig. Can we just get back to the X and Y on the math board?
Yes, it's a yes or no question.
And I've said I don't know, Craig.
So you don't know. Sorry, to clarify, you don't know. Hold on, just to clarify, Beverly, you don't know if non-Euclidean.
Just a quickie.
Yeah.
Because I've never actually read all the Euclid stuff, but why has Bev got a fixation with X and Y? Because I'm pretty sure, and Cartesian coordinates, because I'm pretty sure that's got absolutely nothing to do with Euclidean geometry.
Well, I don't think it's mentioned as such. Well, it's not in the first few books. Oh, I could correct me. I don't know. Sorry. I believe you're correct, but I can't confirm your.
I was just hoping that there might be somebody that could confirm that this fixation that he seems to have of bringing in Cartesian coordinates and all the rest of it actually doesn't come from the books of Euclid that we.
I think it's basically because about 3 or 4 years ago, Bev decided that he could prove that the Earth was flat by using geometry, and the only geometry he dared touch is Euclidean, because it is planar geometry, and that's pretty much it. I mean, prior to that, if you look at his Twitter history, he was espousing everything to do with flat Earth, absolutely everything. He was an out-and-out flat earther. And then he obviously thought, I can be clever about this. This is clever in Bev's mind, of course, not anybody else's. That if I use planar geometry to redefine everything, the Earth is flat, and there you go. But not the Earth is flat, because obviously, it's got elevation. It's not flat. I mean, the whole thing's so deluded. It's painful to think about. But that's why he only sticks to Euclidean geometry, because it's planar geometry, and that's why he denies that spherical geometry is even a thing.
Thank you, Clive Wells. Using X, Y, etc. in coordinate geometry dates to
Descartes, not Euclid.
Descartes, not Euclid.
Descartes, not Euclid.
Hence the namesake for Cartesian coordinates.
Yeah.
Indeed.
So I thought. And there's no reference to X and Y in Euclid that I'm aware of. But I could be wrong.
Well, yeah, you're mixing up two things.
Yeah.
A coordinate system is not obliged to apply to any particular type of geometry.
No. Okay. We'll give you a little bit longer on this. I think it's pretty much the same.
Funny, isn't it?
Yeah.
Geometry is a branch of mathematics. Is that right?
Right, I have imaginometry. Who's that?
Level.
Sorry, what was that?
Who's that?
There's Alan.
What did you say about imaginometry?
Who's that?
Who's what?
That's coming in.
What are you talking about?
You. Have you got a soundboard going?
What are you on about?
You can't hear it.
You and the soundboard, or is it somebody else that you can't hear?
Are you like hearing voices in your head?
Okay, right. Let's go. Oh, fucking hell. So childish.
What are you on about?
Maths board. You've got a teacher at the whiteboard.
Yeah, would that teacher say that non-Euclidean geometry is a branch of mathematics?
I don't know.
Oh,
did you
not do maths at school?
I did maths, yes. So you've got an X and a Y.
And you never covered non-Euclidean geometry? Did you ever cover non-Euclidean geometry at school?
No, we didn't.
You didn't cover non-Euclidean, so you didn't finish high school then?
Absolutely, yeah. I have wrote imaginometry, which is the best non-Euclidean geometry there is. It's the most non-Euclidean geometry there is. So if you want to discuss that, we can get into that.
Yeah,
but let's deal with X and Y
you disagree
for
that
everybody else in
non-Euclidean geometry
reality.
is a branch of mathematics then?
Well, I say I've made the most non-Euclidean geometry there is.
No, you haven't.
Yeah, I have.
No, you
No,
haven't.
you don't.
Yeah, imaginometry is the most
such thing.
non-Euclidean geometry there is.
What is your metric for non-Euclidean? What are the units for non-Euclideanness? How
Hold
are you
on.
measuring it?
Bert.
Rumpus poles.
Hold on a second, PhD. Welcome back. But it's between Craig and Bev right now.
Yeah. Was that Tony? All right, Tony. Long time no see. Hope you're doing all right. Right, so the X and the Y, them axis that you have on the whiteboard.
Yeah, and how does that count? How does that work in
perpendicular
non-Euclidean
to each
geometry?
other.
Yeah.
They're perpendicular, aren't they?
You can have 2 points that are perpendicular to each other on a whiteboard, absolutely.
Points? No, you can't have points that are perpendicular. You can have lines that are perpendicular.
Oh,
to
yes,
each other,
okay,
but
sorry. You can
like
have
the
lines
X and
that
the
are
Y.
perpendicular. Yes.
I know,
yeah.
you'll get it sometime soon. Well, all of the X's on that graph, the axis, they're all parallel to each other, and they're classed as being
on the whiteboard,
horizontal.
Yeah. I mean,
And
the
they're
surface of the Earth is on the
horizontal,
whiteboard, so yeah, on the whiteboard they could be, yeah.
So the horizontals are parallel within mathematics.
On a whiteboard they could be, yeah.
Go.
Not within
And all-
mathematics, in a certain circumstance within mathematics, but not all of the time, no.
Yeah, horizontals are parallel within mathematics, within
Not all
Euclidean
of the time, no.
geometry.
Not all of the time, no.
Within Euclidean geometry, Craig.
Yeah, but I like doing non-Euclidean geometry, so.
Okay, I know you do.
Because the
yeah.
Earth's curved, so non-Euclidean geometry is more appropriate.
So would that curve your horizontals then?
Straight lines become curved.
Yeah, so the horizontal would become curved.
The horizontals aren't curved. No, level is curved. Horizontals.
So
would
the
be a
horizontal
tangent.
stays straight then?
A horizontal is something that's straight. Yes.
Okay. So you can have straight lines,
Level.
but not parallels.
Level.
What? Straight lines, but not parallels.
Yeah, that's what you're saying.
Yeah,
is it?
not all straight lines are parallel. Yeah, absolutely.
No, the horizontals within
You
the whiteboard. Right?
You said straight lines. I'm answering that question.
Yeah, horizontals are straight lines, right? On the
Yeah.
whiteboard within mathematics.
Yeah, their horizontals are straight like that on a whiteboard. I mean, just because it's on a whiteboard doesn't make it within mathematics. You realise that?
But that's reality, right? You were always taught that this graph paper that you used.
Yeah, Earth's not graph paper, so I mean, Earth's curved.
I know,
graph
we're
paper
not
is straight.
talking about Earth. We're talking
Well,
about
we are talking
horizontal.
about Earth. That's what this conversation
you
is
are.
about. Yeah,
You,
yeah.
you are.
Yeah, because I talk about the shape of the Earth with flat earthers like you.
Right, but I'm not a flat earther. So
But you
we're
are
not
a flat
talking
earther.
about the Earth. We're talking
are a
about
flat earther.
establishing a horizontal in reality.
Yeah, and you can establish a horizontal, and that horizontal will be a tangent to the Earth. Yeah. One person's
so it would be a
horizontal is
straight
not
line then?
right. One person's horizontal is not another person's horizontal.
I don't know what that means. You don't
I know
have your
you
own
don't.
horizontal.
I know you don't know what that means because your brain is very tiny.
No, I mean, you don't know what that means because
No, I do know what that
horizontal
means.
isn't something that you have
Yes, it
per
is.
person.
Yes, it is. One person's horizontal.
don't-
I'm literally showing it on my screen. One person's horizontal.
I don't know. I
Another
can't see
person's
your
horizontal. Well, go over to my stream on YouTube then. One person's horizontal. There. Another person's horizontal. There. Now let's remove the thing in the middle. Those horizontals are not perpendicular to each other.
The horizontals will never be perpendicular to each other.
Oh,
Craig, you muppet.
level to each other. in
You
line
should
with
you
each
should
other.
try a little bit harder than this, really.
Those horizontals are not in line with each other. One person's horizontal is not another person's horizontal. That's how it works on Earth.
Horizontal and vertical are perpendicular, right?
Horizontal and vertical are perpendicular. What does that mean?
Yes. It's a statement.
Horizontal is perpendicular to vertical. Locally, yes, your local vertical will have a horizontal that is 90 degrees from it, correct? Right? Now, another person's vertical and horizontal will not be perpendicular to the first person's
Oh,
vertical.
Is this where he realises?
Well, the verticals won't be perpendicular to each other.
Yeah, yeah. You realise this very soon.
No,
No,
the verticals
I mean,
will not be
that's
perpendicular
fucking
to each other,
ridiculous.
and the horizontals will not form a straight line touching each other. Because
Verticals
verticals
can't be perpendicular to each other, can they? That's fucking ridiculous.
Of course they can be.
I know.
One vertical. one
Verticals.
vertical. That's verticals.
Perpendicular.
Two verticals being perpendicular to each other. I'm doing it right now.
No.
Really? With plumb bobs?
God.
Yeah.
No.
Perpendicular plumb bobs.
Come on.
What do you think the word perpendicular means?
It's
I
at
think
right
somebody points
angles,
it out
Craig.
to him.
Yeah. So you can have two things that are perpendicular to each other, right?
Yeah, but not plumb bobs.
No. The verticals will be perpendicular to each other. They will be in line with each other.
No, he still doesn't work through it.
But they're not on Earth.
Oh, Jesus.
One person's vertical is not another person's vertical.
Oh,
Parallel.
man.
Sorry, I'm very tired, and I said perpendicular instead of parallel.
That's not a
my
good
bad.
look.
Can I make a
No, that's not good, is it? Particularly when you double down.
Not good.
And even when Bev says, yeah, what do you think perpendicular means? 90 degrees? Yeah, that's right. So you kind of, yeah. That was not a good look. Not a good look at all.
Yeah,
recommendation.
he just got the wrong word stuck in his head.
Yeah. But start with P.
I have to say that I've done that too. I have.
Yeah. It's just not good.
In
Not good.
defense,
You're gone.
This wasn't late at night. This was early in the morning.
Yeah.
They'd set this stream to go something like, I think it was 1 o'clock our time in the UK. Obviously to sort of get, I guess, to get the American audience, but I certainly didn't stay up to watch this. You must be fucking joking. So I suspect he probably was come 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. If he'd had one of those days, he was knackered, and you just get the word stuck in your head, and I'm sure somebody in the chat or somewhere was going, "Oi, you silly prat."
It would have been like the wee hour. It would have been like the wee hours of the morning for you guys.
Yes,
because it was on. It was at 7 o'clock at night here.
Yeah, I
so
think
plus
it was
5 makes it about midnight.
Yeah, I think it was due to start 1 o'clock in the morning our time, because I thought, oh, that'd be good to watch. I looked at the time and thought, nope.
Yeah,
I'll watch it over breakfast once it's done.
Yeah, so Craig was
I
up,
have a feeling that
Craig was up all day long. He was already pretty knackered, I would imagine.
Yeah. But it's still not good in this situation. But yeah, I understand how it happens. But
I think Craig is somewhat like myself with where my back pain induces insomnia. So for him to stream at those times isn't so much of a problem. It's one of the reasons why I go out and do photography essentially in the middle of the night.
Because also it's not a problem for Bev because he doesn't work. So
in any sense of the word,
nothing works when it comes to Bev, especially his brain.
That's right. Not only is he unemployed, nothing about him works.
Yes,
his mouth.
His mouth. He does able to keep the game.
I mean, speaking of misinterpreting words, Paul Dirac was asked once how he found. He said they asked him, "How did you find your Dirac equation?" And his response was, "I find it quite beautiful."
Yeah.
Well, there you go. It was an answer to the question.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just was it the same question? We'll keep this going for a little bit, and then we might do something else. Let's let Craig correct himself.
Hold on. Let me just clarify what I was saying there. I've had a very long day, and I was saying perpendicular when I meant to say parallel. I am correcting myself.
Did somebody remind you? Who was that?
Somebody in my chat said that I meant that, and yes, they're right.
Somebody reminded you because
I was saying the wrong word. Correct, because
perhaps I should talk with the person that's correcting you.
Beverly, there is nothing wrong with correcting yourself when you realise you have said something wrong. I realised that I said parallel, perpendicular.
Somebody corrected you.
I'm still talking. Right? Shut your mouth.
Even though
I'm still talking. I'm still in the middle of saying words. So shush. Right? What I meant was parallels. When I said perpendiculars, I made a mistake. I am admitting that I made a mistake and said the wrong word. Someone in my chat reminded me, "Oh, Craig, I think you mean parallel there when you're saying perpendicular." And yes, they are right. I said the wrong word. That happens sometimes. But what I did was I admitted I was wrong, and now we can move forward with the conversation.
Okay, so can we rewind then? Can I just make sure that, did you mean to say that verticals were perpendicular, or did you mean to say
I literally just clarified what I was saying, that I meant to say parallel instead of perpendicular. Okay. I just clarified that. I know that hearing is a problem.
So you did mean to say that verticals are parallel then, did you?
Can I make a recommendation?
You slimy
Penny.
What this conversation
you slimy little son of a bitch. You listen to how he's turned that around on Craig.
Yeah.
What a sleazeball. Jesus God, Bev. The whole point Craig was making is that verticals are not parallel. He just said not perpendicular.
Yeah. That's right.
Now idiotic Bev is going to try to turn it on him and say, oh, you meant to say verticals are parallel. Listen to this shit.
Yes. That's what I said. It's always going to jump on that one. Anyway.
I mean, the word game is Bev's favourite game. I mean,
yeah.
That's why he got so excited and animated when
he made the mistake.
When he realised that that Craig was using the wrong word.
Let's turn it over. Yeah. Let's see if Tony gets a shot in here or not.
With observational data, we can
I know.
and have observed for hundreds of years that verticals are not parallel to one another.
Yeah.
There is a phenomenon in surveying called deflection of the vertical.
Yeah,
Perhaps
this is what
instead of discussing, and also, if the Earth is spheroidal, then one vertical can be perpendicular to another. They just need to be 90 degrees apart on the surface of the Earth. So what Craig said is actually correct. It may not have been what he meant to discuss at the time.
Well, somebody corrected him. Somebody made him correct himself.
So
you meant to say parallel, didn't you?
Yeah, so to clarify what I was saying.
Observational evidence, as soon as observational evidence is brought into the discussion, you just want to discuss what Craig said. How about you discuss the evidence?
Nice save there, Tony.
So
well done.
to clarify once again, I made a mistake and I said perpendicular when I meant to say the word parallel. It happens sometimes.
Are you sure you meant to say the word parallel?
Beverly, I'm in the middle of talking. I'm in the middle of talking. You have 2 ears and 1 mouth. Use them in that ratio. I am a very busy man with a very busy life. I go to the gym 6 days a week. I am tired at this time in the evening. I have a brand new puppy, which is very, very hard. I am tired. I made a mistake. We can now move on from that.
Vet, dude. Come on. He's a disabled vet, dude.
That's irrelevant. But the point is that verticals are not parallel to each other on the surface of the Earth. And that is what we should be discussing.
Oh. Have you been corrected once again? Have you been corrected for your correction? So are they perpendicular or are they parallel?
They're not parallel on the surface of that.
Okay, they're not, right?
No,
are they perpendicular?
That's what I've been saying.
Are they perpendicular then?
They can be depending on the orientation.
Okay, jolly good.
You can have. Let me answer that question properly. You can have one vertical perpendicular to another vertical on Earth, absolutely. But there is no verticals on Earth that are parallel to each other.
No.
Because if they're 180 degrees apart.
Yeah, if they're 180 degrees, so they'll be parallel. Yeah. They're all on the same
case for that one too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although of course, you because local variations are accepted, you could get them to be just parallel, because obviously, if the Earth was exactly spherical and
you wouldn't
completely homogeneous, it wouldn't be parallel because they would both meet, wouldn't they? So they would be the same line. They would be segments of the same line.
Parallel lines do not intersect. And all verticals intersect at the center.
Yeah. If it's the same line, different matter, but parallel lines don't intersect.
Yeah, that's just, if you're talking about extending the same line through the center of the Earth and then calling that parallel. Okay, but
I agree with that. Moving on. Okay, I think we're coming to the end of where we're going to pull this up. Let's see.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you were correct when you said perpendiculars to start off with then?
Well,
so who is that corrected you? I'd be telling them off.
No one's
really stupid, don't it?
No. Again, Bev, you can have verticals that are perpendicular.
I've seen a bunch of debates between Craig and Bev, and that's all Bev does is rehash the same stuff. And then
anyway, if anyone wants to carry on from there, go for your life. So we're in about 55 minutes, but yes, they do. Other people start to talk and does carry on, but wasn't planning on listening to that for the entire night.
Eventually, Bill just rage quits.
And that sort of stuff. Yeah. So you're ready for some Lindsay Bingo? Isn't that what did we do straight after that? Have some Lindsay Bingo.
Well, it might be a palate cleanser.
Well, yeah, he's Lindsay's had a bit of a just pulling him up for a sec. No, not that one. Where are you? Forgot who he was for a second. Videos. I think he's given up on trying to get Patreon. This is my supposition because he's put out all these videos in a very short succession. I suspect people aren't joining his Patreon and paying him. So
Well, of course not. Who's going to pay him?
Who's going to pay to see that crap?
Yeah.
So I thought this one, that anthology know his arc. I don't know about that one. Let's try this one. Midday, the hottest part of the day. FE physics. Let's see if that's any good. Hang on, I got to put out some bingo.
Oh yeah, we've got a bingo
double-
card or two.
I've got a bingo.
Double whiteboard.
Double whiteboard, yes. So, give me a sec. If I paste this in here, then for some reason, if I paste it in here and copy it from here, even though it's the same copy, and then paste it out to chat, they get a link. But if I paste it directly, for some reason, they don't get a link. I don't know what that's about. So let's see what I get if I generate a Lindsay. Whoop. Oh, do we get a Kundalini? See where that goes. And hang on, I'll post in for those in the chat. In here, where's that checkboard?
Right, there's no Kundalini on that one.
No Kundalini in mine. Oh, no, there
bugger,
is.
I've got a Kundalini.
I haven't on either. I've got two cards open. I ain't got it on either. Yay!
Yeah. You'll see. So, get your cards ready. Cup of drink. Let's see.
I still got bloody Kundalini.
Yeah. I wish I could have. If I could have, I would have made it. That was always in there. I can do that, but the only one that's always in there is black hole.
No, I am Kundalini free.
Well, there you go. What I hope now is that he says that.
That was nice, that wasn't it?
Okay.
Well, let's say that without moving my lips.
You did. That was very clever. Yeah.
Level is horizontal.
Have you got? I'm not a flat earther.
Me fucking saying it. Up yours, nerd alert.
Yeah. Yes. Do you have? I am not a flat earther.
I wish I had. Well,
No,
like I
that's
said
all-
on Twitter the other day, I wish I had a tenner for every time he used that photo I took of Rumpus and that bloody pole. But I wish I had a tenner for every time he said, "I'm not a flat earther." You fucking are.
Yes.
Just ask him
Just
what the
say, I'm
shape of
not a
the
flat
earth is.
earther. Shouldn't
You need to have. I'm not a
that be
flat.
on the Bev bingo.
Yeah. Oh well, we could do Bev bingo, but no, I don't think I'd do that because I just have a level, and then you only got bingo when you got level 5 times, but everyone would have it. Okay, let's see where our friend Lindsay gets to today.
No
Welcome to the Tomb of Illumination, where we learn all the physics concerning physics we do not know. We're not told.
We learn all the physics concerning physics we do not
We
know.
do not know. Oh,
I've
there's a
learned
good
all the
story.
physics I'm about to make up on the fly. Yeah.
We're going to learn what we don't know today. Oh, wow.
Because it all involves the flat Earth system. It's not the globe. We don't live on a globe, but we're
Oh, that
told we live on a
system
globe.
already. There you go.
And they ignore all the physics concerning the flat Earth system, which answers all the questions. This is what I do on the site. I answer all the questions. And one of the questions was, whether this is from a scientist or some clued up flat earther, but I think it would have been a scientist because they know they can't answer all the questions. So they asked me, this particular person asked me, why is it so...
Paul, have you you consulted Lindsay lately? Have you just to
What?
fill in the
What?
gaps in your
No.
just to fill in the gaps in your knowledge? Just
hot in the middle of the day then?
so yeah.
Now, whether this is from a scientist or some clued up flat earther, but I think it would have been a scientist because they know they can't answer all the questions. So they asked me, this particular person asked me, why is it so hot in the middle of the day then? So it took me about 2 minutes to think, because I know the whole flat earth system, and so this is what the video is about. Why is that the hottest time of the day in the flat earth system? Well, that's the flat earth system. If you could look down on it, that's the flat earth. So if this is a bit too far out for you and you want to learn, you have to go back and check out a lot of my videos, because you can't learn flat earth systems in 30 minutes. So if you could look down on the earth, that's what it would look like. That's the northern hemisphere in there. This is the southern hemisphere all the way around here.
Oh, why don't I have that? Always have
So
that.
these lines are all the magnetic field lines. If you could see them, they're infinite. They're everywhere. And the sun, the real sun, the plasma sun, is right back here in the centre of creation, which is right back in the centre vortex above the Arctic.
Oh, I don't have any of these.
We don't see this
They're coming
place.
thick and fast. God,
It's back in creation, and we're the created, so you can't really go back into creation if you've been created. But anyway, it's if you go to the centre Arctic, you might find your way into it, but you never see it.
As opposed to
It's a mirror effect.
Northern Arctic.
It's all like the movie Enter the Dragon with all the mirrors. It hides that place, but it's there, and it's told in that myth where the fishermen get lost in this place in the Arctic. You know the one I'm talking about?
No.
Anyway, it's all hidden back there. It's a real plasma sun back there, so we just see the images cast out into our realm. Okay? They're for signs, just like the Bible tells us. So what you need to understand is the sun is in many places, but only seen in one. And this goes back to man's arc of horizon. He is always standing 90 degrees to his zenith.
Yes.
This is his visual perspective of the universe as he moves across the world. That's all he sees. Nothing else exists outside of it until he moves into it. Sure, you get a phone call from someone on the outside of the world, but visually it doesn't exist. It's all part of the energy, and that's you're going deep to try and explain that. But they're talking about this now: physics, consciousness, and all that. They're talking about things. If you don't see them, they don't observe. Doesn't exist. This goes back to that split electron experiment. And the story is if a tree falls in the forest and no one's there to hear it, did it actually make a sound? Well, they're going beyond that now. They're saying, well, the tree falls in the forest and no one's there to see it or hear it. It never happened. It never existed.
Yeah, it fell on your
So
head.
nothing actually exists outside of your realm. You're like the centre of the universe. The centre. You're like the black hole. You see everything move around you. I've described all this in other previous videos. So anyway, you need to understand that the sun is in many places. It comes out of here and we see the projected image out in our realm. So everybody will see their own image, and it'll be on this one magnetic field line at the same time. Anywhere along that line will be the same time of the day. You could have 20 million people living from anywhere from the Tropic of Capricorn to the Antarctic. They'll all have their own image at the exact same time of day. You know, the what do they call that actual timekeeping? Atomic timekeeping. The precise exact same atomic time. Anywhere along there will be the same time, and they'll all see their own sun within their arc of horizon. So if it was midday, they would all have it there at midday. Before midday, anywhere down here, they'll all see it at that position, anywhere on that line.
So why is it the hottest?
And anywhere on that line is also anywhere on this line. So that time of the day is exactly the same time of day as this. These are two hemispheres and they're mirrored. So as this time swings around from the northeast, this time swings around from the southeast. And then just drifts off that way.
And affects the Kundalini,
doesn't
it?
As this turns west. And that's how they marry together. That's how our realm actually works. So the question was, why is it the hottest at midday?
Yes.
And I went to try and describe it and ended up drawing this picture. Look, this is the Doppler shift, isn't it? And I've described in my videos that everything's a sound wave. The ecliptic plane is a wave. And the sun's in the middle, the black hole in the sun is in the middle. And these nodal points is where you see the planets, the image. The images of the frequency as they weaken. That's red shifting. Red shifting, this is blue shift. And look what you come back to, it's a sound wave. So the sun's approaching you to the blue shift and away to the red shift again. This is basically how it works. And if you track your stars,
doesn't explain why
it's coming out of the south, and it's all coming like this. And you say, oh, this is a globe theory, because look, you've got a South Pole and a North Pole. No, this is only one man's arc of horizon. there'd be another guy here with the same image, and he'll have his South Pole and North Pole, because every man is on a meridian. He's on a meridian, north to south. Every man is on one, so every man will see his own north to south image. That's his South Pole, that's the North Pole. There's only one North Pole, but there's many South Poles, just like there's many suns. This is how man sees it. So there's a sound wave coming in, because everything's based on resonant frequencies. Our whole realm that's all it is. The light and sound, isn't it? And so you can just keep drawing like this, and look, it gets to a point where it's dead straight. The sun, the energy of the sun is right there. That's why it's the hottest time of the day. Then it starts moving away.
Okay.
So then all this starts coming back to here, because this is all curled around. This ends up sort of curling around. It doesn't go to north, because that north is way up here, and if you're in the southern hemisphere, it's curling like this and passes back around like this. This is one man. If I centralize it to his meridian there, it acts like this. That's his time. If he stays on that meridian, that's his day. It comes out from the southeast, swings around, out to his west. He loses it in this horizon to the west. But it's actually carrying on right around like this. That's the back of man. That's the daylight side. So he's only seeing the one side, the side here. See how they turn it into a globe? Because the individual man's perspective of the universe. Look, they create a globe. Look, this is going around like this. So sure enough, there's the equator, or midday. That's it. That's how you see your half a day or night. You don't see two at once. So it's all moving this way. Doppler shift, look, and it fades out again. It's quite buzzy. I just realised that. All goes back to that point there, this point here. Every man has one. All the celestial bodies actually do that shape back here in creation because of the S curve. That's the side elevation of the S curve of creation, the cycle all the celestial bodies take. But you look down that way, you get yourself a cardioid, where it goes down and then comes back up. That's your 24-hour day. Winds down and comes back up. There's a 24-hour day. It's all hidden way back in here and reflected out. Because as this image turns, it's projecting its image out here. Okay? So that's why you see that the sun is the hottest during the midday. That's how it works. So there's your sound, there's your speaker.
I don't get why that's hotter. Isn't it wider?
Is science going to teach you that? No, but they know that. That's where they came up with the Doppler shift and all that. So they know this. They know all the system, but they want to keep it with your ball, your globe. They keep you fixed on a spinning ball globe theory. They've controlled your mind, and they can make up stories like going into space and all these rockets, and your tax dollars have to pay for all that. So these billionaires at the top running the world, they're just pocketing a lot of that money. Where do you think they get their money from? It's all siphoned through the line. Okay, so there you have it, everyone. Pretty straightforward. If you understand, if you want to learn the flat earth system, there's a tropical gap around here. Okay, tropical gap. There's real magic happening. All religions about this gap. And why is South big and the northern hemisphere is so large? You have to look at my videos. You have to understand that's a toroidal field, and all expands out from the centre. So if the whole field is expanding.
Did he say moon?
And we're all light and resonant frequencies. No. We are going to expand with it. We're expanding in that field. This is why the south is so big.
I'll settle for dual system.
But man, when he travels north to south, he's expanding with that field. It's all relative to the observer. Everything in the field, every living thing, is expanding in the field with him. So he's not to know. If he's out here, he can't tell what size this person is back here now. This goes back to the man's arc of horizon again. Why? We only see so far. Otherwise,
that could do with the moon.
If you started seeing all this expansion and contraction, it'd be a bit weird, wouldn't it? So, this is the perfection of God, what He's created in our realm. We only see so far. Man's arc of horizon. The ancient Egyptians have written all about it to us, but people just ignore it because they don't understand the flat earth system, so they can't connect anything.
Still don't have enough.
If you want to connect all religion and all myths and legends, all the ancient philosophies, then you have to understand the flat earth system, then it will all make sense. It's straightforward. As soon as you understand how the flat earth works, it all starts to make sense. And this is what I do on my channel. But to me, it seems easy and I'm explaining it quite well to meet myself. I think it's quite easy.
Make it happen, Scott.
Apparently, most people just aren't clicking. They can't get it. So, you know, I don't mind getting questions. So I'll answer them. I can answer all the questions. You can't debate me.
You won't listen
I
to
can
them.
debate any Globie and make real dicks of them. But you just can't. You don't go there because they don't know the truth. So all they're going to do is start going on about their science and mathematical equations, which mean nothing. It's all garbage. And I'm going to be talking about the truth. So where's the debate? I mean, they don't know what I'm talking about, and I don't want to know all the bullshit they're talking about. So there's no real debate. They don't know unless they learnt this first. And they're not wanting to because they're just dead set that the globe's, that's it. It's mind control and false indoctrination.
No, it's
So
because it's a
you
globe.
guys who want to wake up, you just follow me.
It's a globe.
It's all here. Okay, so subscribe,
It
put
is what it is.
likes up. Because YouTube is, you know, they've got a strangle on my site. They
Oh,
control
yeah,
all the
yeah.
comments too. So if you don't think I'm shutting down your comments, because I'm not. It's all open. And
Really?
you might want to get on my Patreon page because everything seems to go through there these days, or most things. And you get if you get in the high.
Let's put a comment in. Hang on, sorry.
Didn't say flux. Fluxing hell. What the flux? Oh well.
Let's
I
see.
was really
if it-
lazy today. I brought a thermos of tea up with me, so I didn't have to keep going downstairs.
Yeah. So we'll put a comment on this thing. Let's see if he actually gets. I have 2 personal black. Yeah. Did he actually reply to this one? Yeah, no, not him. Other people. Because induction motor heat and field hydrogen heavy. Okay. Yeah, anyway. I think we came to the end. To be honest with you, I think there was like 10
Oh,
seconds.
good.
Yeah,
Good.
He was
Just
pretty
filling
much
his
done, wasn't he?
He was just,
Patreon then, wasn't he?
yeah, he's just saying how, you know, the world's against him. Yeah, there we go.
I
Well,
was so close. So close.
Excellent.
yeah, come back now. Indy's over. I was just looking for the moon, and then I would have been fine. That was as good.
I would have settled. One card was doing very well, and I just needed flux. The other one, yeah, dual system. I was just so close, but
Yeah. For a while there, it looked like we were going to get it early, and then you just, yeah, that was it.
at least it was only a shorter video, not one of his half-hour epic rambles.
No, that's right. I still can't work out how he thinks it gets hotter though. Here you go on, Ellen.
I'm so disappointed that he got a bigger video card that now it doesn't cut off at the usual standard
20 minutes,
27
whatever it
minutes
is.
and 27 minutes and 13 seconds.
Yes. Oh.
Still, pausing a Lindsay video at any point is a bit like making the condemned stand on the trap door for an extra couple of minutes before you pull the lever.
Yeah, it is.
Every time I can pause it, I can feel Blue digging his fingernails into his discs. Don't pause the video. Yes, that's
Steve, little buddy.
it. I do have a few other videos I put up. Paul, do you have a quiz tonight?
I do. We have either a hard quiz or we have those pesky geometry maths.
Geometry
questions.
quiz. I like. Matt's not here tonight. Matt's not here tonight. We can have a geometry question.
Yeah.
He doesn't like the geometry. Well, let me pick out what have I got on the thing? I got it. F up world. FU world. Leo. They live truth. Pete. I'm sure this would be fun. Well, not fun, but you know. Pete and Pete describing chemistry.
I'm sure they're just a
HCl,
comedy
hydrochloric
act.
acid, is hydrogen chloride in water. And in order to make your hydrogen hydrochloride, or in order to make your hydrochloric acid, they get hydrogen, they get chlorine gas, and they combine them together
in an oven,
and they bubble it through
Where is
water.
it?
Water. Or
Can't see it.
they might actually just.
Oh, I can't see. Hang on. My
Can't
fault.
see it.
Sorry, I had Lindsay cards still up. I didn't notice you guys couldn't see. Okay, let's go.
Interact it with steam.
Yeah, they may.
So it gets absorbed into the steam.
Yeah, they may inject into the oven superheated steam.
Yeah, basically.
That's what they might do, and then condense it at a later point. That's something they might do. You know, but you see,
so they're using hydrogen gas
to make the stuff.
So there's hydrogen in the hydrochloric acid before it even goes into the water.
Well, there's
the hydrogen chloride.
Well, there's hydrogen in hydrogen. There's hydrogen in the acid before it even reacts with the metal.
Yeah.
So in our understanding, there's hydrogen in the metal. So you've got hydrogen in the metal, hydrogen in the acid. So when they react and decompose, it's going to release hydrogen. But so we can say that, you know, there's no hydrogen in the water that's within the test tube.
Yeah, and we also have to.
And the worst thing is that if you were to do the chemical equations for that reaction,
you like that one?
What did he just say?
Hydrogen in the metal?
Yeah.
No hydrogen in the water, but there's hydrogen in the metal
and in the acid. So
well, there's hydrogen in the acid, but I mean that's given.
Yeah, hence its name. Yeah, but yes, the
hydrogen
water is separate.
In the metal. How did they get the hydrogen in the metal? I missed that.
I don't know how they got that too, but they believe that water and acid don't mix; that they're separate. So,
I think you can
which is Mg.
So, do you really want me to go back so you can work out what they said? Let's see what else. Where they go with this.
Plus HCl, you don't totally omit water.
Yeah, I know.
You totally omit it. They wouldn't even include it because they don't think that way. You know, they just don't think that way.
Oh, right.
That video's finished now.
And we've also got to remember that when the acid is breaking down or decomposing the metal, we've got the release of hydrogen, but along with the hydrogen, water is migrating with that hydrogen.
Absolutely, of course, yeah. So obviously, if you were
so
to
in their demonstrations, they're going to collect their hydrogen from, say, an acid metal reaction, but they're also collecting water
vapor,
water gas, gaseous water, along with the hydrogen. So when they burn the hydrogen with the oxygen, and they think, oh look, students, there we go. Can you see the water forming on the inside?
The dew,
the
condensation.
See, these guys will say that there you go, the water's made from the hydrogen and oxygen. But in our understanding, the water was just migrated along with the hydrogen.
Absolutely, yeah. Water cannot be destroyed, created, nor destroyed. It can only change from one form to another.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what we see here. The water is in the test tube, and the water migrates along with the hydrogen, and then only to reappear when the hydrogen reacts with another material, like oxygen.
Or is spent.
Absolutely, of course.
Yeah. Just in case you didn't know that, you now know that water can't be separated.
Yeah, so the water just travels.
Yeah,
you know, it doesn't. Hydrogen and oxygen don't make it.
Look, you can see the water on the sides of the
test tube. Of course you can. Yeah, you know, because there's heat generated in that reaction. It's probably an exothermic reaction.
Yeah. Well, you just mentioned it's an exothermic reaction.
Yeah, sure. So
heat evaporation.
Water evaporates with heat. You get it? Right. Okay. I'm sure everyone's getting it. I think that's all we wanted to say about that. But I mean, this is just one step of their little task, or their goal of reacting hydrogen and oxygen to make water. Yeah, it's just total rubbish. Yeah. And another thing about this video I dislike, and that is there's no comments. You cannot comment on this video at all.
I mean, come on. If you're going to do a video for your own school and nobody else, then keep it private.
Keep it private. Absolutely, that's what it's for, you know. But the thing is that when you join YouTube, you are joining a community.
Yes, Ned Alert. That is hydrogen in hydrogen. Just clarifying that in case you hadn't worked it out.
And anyone can watch your videos, and that they're part of your community essentially. Yeah. So if somebody watches your videos, then they're part of your community. Yeah. So you should be inclusive and allow people to comment. Whereas, no, not on here, not at all. Yeah. Which I think is very unfair.
Do you think it's because they've commented before?
Yeah. Because I would have left a comment saying this is total rubbish. You know, you can't make water from hydrogen and oxygen. Yeah. You can't do it. It's a misconception. It's wrong.
Water isn't made of hydrogen and oxygen.
Water isn't made. Yeah, you can't make water from hydrogen and oxygen though. Combining.
Yeah,
to make water.
but water will appear because water is present in the hydrogen gas.
I understand that, sure, but water is not made of hydrogen.
Okay. Yeah, there's water in the hydrogen. Yeah.
And oxygen. That would be a more proper thing to say.
So it's easy for mainstream science to fool people.
This has got to be
Because a lot of people.
Sure.
No, these guys are just, real, unfortunately.
Want to be fooled because they're searching. They're wandering around life, searching, looking for something, and then they hit upon space, NASA, rockets, globe Earth, heliocentric models, all this, and then it gives them hope.
Yeah, well,
to carry on.
There you go. We're talking about space. Let's go on.
So let's go on Scott Manley.
Scott Womanley.
Here we go.
Now we covered this in a couple of videos ago, and we just wanted to highlight one thing, and that is that he's talking about how rocket engines get tested in a vacuum before going into space, and he does show like an ion thruster. Whether or not it's actually in a vacuum is arguable.
Sure.
Because there's Action Labs video.
There's one there, isn't there?
Hold on. Yeah, just pause that one. Just quickly go on Action Lab's video.
Oh, here we go. You want me to do Action Lab right there?
Just Action Lab and ion thrusters. Yeah, it's there.
Oh, there ion thruster. Ion thruster. Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, there you go.
Ions make this move, apparently.
Yeah. Now, in this video, he's using an ion thruster, but it's not moving in his vacuum.
Yeah, let's see it move.
It's not moving.
Right there. Let's see it's turning around. You see what he's doing is that he's got. Yeah, it's spinning around with air inside the chamber, but he's reducing the amount of air in the chamber using his vacuum pump. And as we can see, the spinner that is utilising ions or some kind of electrical charge would be a better way of describing it, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And he's utilising the electrical charge to actually spin this spinner. Okay, we see it spinning around. But as you can see, as the more air is evacuated from the chamber, the spinner is slowing down. And it reaches a point where the spinner stops.
Because you've got to remember it's spinning because of its momentum.
Absolutely, of course, yeah. But it's getting to a point where it's stopping.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, when we go back onto
Scott Womanley's
I'm just going to wait for it to actually stop. I want everyone to see that it stops.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. Look, it stops. Okay, and that's like an ion thruster, or a copy or a mimic of an ion thruster. So when we go on Scott Manley's videos, and he's got these pictures here of these ion thrusters here.
You might see the lights, the illumination that's given off from these these devices. But one thing people don't see in this, and that is that an object is actually moving.
Propulsion.
You don't see propulsion at all.
You don't see it at all, yeah. So they can work in a vacuum, of course, you know, because it's only light, really. But at the end of the day, can it propel a vehicle? No, it can't.
Yeah. But one thing he talks about here, and that is he talks about how there can be a flow separation between your
if you try to follow these things with a large nozzle in the atmosphere, then the gas coming out the far end is actually below atmospheric pressure, and the air would squeeze in between the rocket exhaust and the wall of the nozzle. And when it does that, it's called floor separation. And it's a kind of chaotic environment that causes the flow to bump around inside there and can easily damage these fragile nozzles, blah, blah, blah.
But
flow separation,
But he also talks about it's difficult to get ignition.
Sure.
Because he highlights Cody's Labs video about igniting or not igniting anything in a vacuum.
Oh, right, yeah. Quickly, because there's no air to constrain it. Oh, wait there, let's just go. When you try to light something, then you've got this...
Yeah, just play it there.
Oh, wait there, go back. Yeah, engine having air around it completely changes the dynamics. So wait there. Yeah, wait there. Yeah, wait there. So let's just quickly listen to this.
Yeah, go on.
Let's just listen to this.
Environment there. Now, you could just test the rocket engine without the nozzle extension, but then you're not testing the way you would actually fly. There's other issues that can happen. For example, when trying to light an engine, having air around it completely changes the dynamics. When you try to light something, then you've got this hot gas around it, and if that hot gas is flowing away too quickly because there's no air to constrain it, the engine may not light. I remember a few years ago, Cody's Lab doing a demo.
Yeah, so he talks about Cody's Lab, but one thing he doesn't mention, well, from what I'm aware of, and that is hypergolic fuels. Hypergolic fuels are fuels that you have an oxidizer and fuel, and when they combine, they ignite.
Yeah, self-ignition, auto-ignition.
They have auto-ignition. You don't need to have any form of ignition. And yet,
so I don't know why he's talking about it.
Yeah, I don't know why he's talking about it.
Why is
as though ignition is a problem.
No, I think he's just packing out his video because it's just filled with rubbish.
Yeah, but that was the only thing that we wanted to mention on that was hypergolic fuels.
Sure, but
then we've never seen a video.
I just wanted to get that word in there somewhere.
I wonder if they're aware that all.
The spaceship.
All fuels are not hypergolic, guys.
No,
No, that's right.
no,
You
the
can get them,
space
but-
shuttle main engines, with also the ones that launched Artemis, aren't using hypergolic fuels.
Yeah,
Because
turns out stuff like hydrazine and hydrogen peroxide are hypergolic.
Yes,
but not
just
kerosene
ask the
and
dead
liquid
crew members of the
oxygen.
Kursk.
But they're not necessarily the nicest things to be using, are they?
No,
Or the
ask
safest
anyone
things to
who
be
flew the
using.
Messerschmitt 163.
Yeah.
But why are they? We've just watched a video of the space shuttle engines lighting up,
Yeah.
which they only lit after the solid rocket boosters lit first to make sure that they did actually bloody light. Why are
Yeah.
they going on to hypergolic fuels? That's got nothing to do with what he.
No, it's just shoved it in there for the shoved it in there for the sake of it. Then accused him of padding out the video.
They bring the main shuttle engines up to thrust first, and then the last thing they do is light the solids.
Yeah.
Because once you light those, you're done. You can't stop them.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So you run way around on it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I moved on a bit, I think. Go on, keep going.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just saying I moved the video along the next bit. They're talking about photons. So, because the title of the video is why we think Newtonian light theory is wrong. So, let's see what they said here. I actually don't know what they're saying up this bit. I haven't been this far ahead.
Photons, to me, that's just illumination. That's absolutely, of course, yeah.
Anyway, come on.
Yeah, sure. There's a lot of there's a lot of
insane people out there.
Absolutely, of course. But so that was that anyway,
Right, so let's have a look at our UV card.
Oh right, yeah, our UV card. Now you'll like this one because this is good. We actually got round to sorting out. Now, in a previous video, we put forward the view that blue light generates or causes or makes objects fluoresce.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we put forward the view that any UV blacklight torch contains an LED that has two semiconductors. One is made of a red material, semi-transparent material, and the other one is made of blue, a sapphire material. So when the LED is switched on, then it's generating a red and blue light together
that merges to
appear
that violet.
I see
when you
they
look
have
at it,
no
it appears
understanding of
violet.
LEDs then.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
As well as all the other things they don't understand.
Yeah.
Yeah. A bit make it up as we go along type people. Yeah.
And we got to thinking that it could be the blue light that's in the torch that UV black light gives off or emits that actually creates the fluorescence. Okay.
Yeah. So we actually put this blue filter on a torch, on one of these. Oh, look, blue filter on a torch like that. Yeah. Put this on a torch, and we made things fluoresce, like the fluorescent markers. There you go.
Yeah. I don't know where's that card gone?
I don't know.
Have you got that card?
Oh, here it is.
No, we've got the card now.
I don't think people can see it.
Pretty sure that blue filter
wouldn't be
won't
able to
stop
because
UV.
Won't stop UV. No.
It's not going to stop a lot. Yeah, it's going to pass a fair bit of UV, isn't it?
Yeah.
The light. We've
Oh
tried.
yeah, I can shine the light behind it.
Not behind it. Oh.
Yeah.
Anyway, but the video's up there.
Yeah. But the blue light makes these fluorescent markers fluoresce.
Right, absolutely, of course. But so what we did was that we took this one step further because we just wanted to see whether we were right or wrong.
Yeah.
So we ended up purchasing some of these test cards. Some of those test cards,
Yeah,
which
which
is
is
everyone can see
the front of the video.
Is what you can see there at the video.
Yeah, here. There.
And we're playing the video. So we've got the torch, and there's the blue film that goes over the torch, and we're shining the light on the test card and on the fluorescent pen mark at the bottom, and we can see the fluorescent pen mark is fluorescing, but the test card doesn't. The UV test card,
which is on the left.
The test card for UVC and UV.
No, it wouldn't do. Oh right.
No, I'm just saying isn't activating at all.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're thinking, well,
I don't think the orange is actually changing any color. It's just the blue's gone back, so you're getting a different contrast. Is that how anyone sees that?
Well, that test card would indicate to us that we're not producing any ultraviolet light.
Yeah, absolutely. Because the test card, the UV, the one on the UV test area on the left-hand side, which tests for UVA,
which is the closest to the light spectrum.
Absolutely, of course, which obviously will react with fluorescing. Didn't react at all, but we did get the letters fluorescing, didn't we?
Yeah, on the marker pen. So if you go to that article about how to make
a
homemade.
So, because we did actually get on this page here, what is black light? Now it goes through lots of stuff about what black light is. Performance and production of black light, how to obtain black light. What else is got? It's quite good. Types of ultraviolet light.
But there's also one that talks about how to make a homemade black light.
Black light safety. There you go. How to make a homemade black light.
There we go.
Now, we may want to experiment a little with this type of light and consider creating a homemade UV light. Let's take a look at some simple projects we can do.
So if we just use the smartphone, but the lamp.
Homemade ultraviolet lamp. Now, you'll like this. This is good. For this, you will need a lamp with a bulb, preferably LED as they emit less heat, which is equivalent to 100 watt. To build the filter, use the base of a blue plastic bottle, to which you will add more layers of blue plastic, other bottles, folders, etc. The result will serve to encapsulate the bulb and obtain an effect similar to the smartphone torch they made earlier. But it says it, so it's basically similar to what we've done with the torch and the blue film. But it says it, although these DIY ultraviolet light projects emit almost no light in the UV range, and I'm thinking, hold on, so why is it we get fluorescence? Yeah, they will light up the ink of fluorescent markers and other materials, as well as most fluorescent fish you wish to illuminate an aquarium. Now this is a bit odd,
isn't it?
So we've used.
If it was true, then wouldn't the test card show it? So obviously they don't emit UV. So
we've just used.
But it's not like there's a switch between UV, where the fluorescent. You can make something that's going to fluoresce that's very high end blue rather than full on UV.
Yeah.
By buggering with the chemistry.
So the difference with a black light than what they're showing, if you put a black light on and it fluoresces, then you don't see anything other than the flourished colour. So all they're showing is a very blue against a fluorescent colour, and then saying it's fluorescing, but it's not. And if you isolated it, you'd say it's the same colour, so it's not actually fluorescing at all. If you put it in, if it was fluorescing, you'd expect it to have a black background, and then just the colour showing forth, which is, I think I can sort of show. I think there's a bit in the start of this. Go on. Most
UV light sources still have some visible blue, purpley colour, don't they?
Slightly, yes. But what I'm saying is, when you talk about fluorescing, they scan down a little bit. I'll see if I can pause it. Okay, that's fluorescing in terms of colour.
Yes,
so
indeed.
You get a black, and you get everything will show off. So you do get a little resident bit of thing, but you'll actually get the whole colour disappointing. And I don't think that's what they're getting. They think that that's what they're getting, but I don't think they're getting that fluorescent UV colour. Anyway, I think this carries on for a bit. I don't think they get very far with it. Oops.
When it's switched on, the letters UVC appear like that. Yeah. When the lamp is switched off, they disappear. Okay. Now, what we're saying here is that what's simply happening is that when the light is switched on, the light is
they're using
like a selfie.
They've written fluorescent in the fluorescent marker on a piece of paper that has a very high content of optical brightness.
Oh yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's the contrast that they're seeing, not the actual the effect.
Because unfortunately, most paper fluoresces because they make it look really bright by making it fluoresce.
Yeah. So,
do you see those?
I can see them. Very faint though, aren't they?
But what I'd like to know. Do you know what I'd like to know?
There we go.
Well, do you know what I'd like to know?
What would you like to know?
Well, if you just play that bit again with the mercury vapor lamp, what I'd like to know is why is the UVC, it lights up when the lamp is on, and goes off when the lamp is switched off.
Yeah, like there, for example.
But the UV remains kind of visible.
Remains visible, yeah. You can just see vaguely the UV there, and it remains visible. I mean, the letters are
big. Yes, mercury vapor lamps give off UVC and not very much UVA or B.
Yeah. There's a little bit there, but not a lot. So anyway, they are on about that. I don't think they get very far with it. So let's see if they get to where they actually say anything.
Are going to put forward the view. This is absolutely correct.
Sorry, Blue?
There also could be a little bit of phosphorescence involved in that.
Yeah, potentially, yeah.
And Newton's is absolutely wrong. And we're also going to put forward the view that there's no green whatsoever in sunlight, as the sunlight as it passes through a prism.
Yeah, there's no
green whatsoever.
Absolutely, green is not a colour on the spectrum. Yeah. Yeah, basically, basically that's right. So let's just we've played this before some weeks ago, some months ago, but
it's only the peak intensity of the colour that the sun emits.
Exactly.
It's only most of the light that you fucking see, you idiot.
It's only why the standard Bayer color filter array for a digital camera has twice as many green sensors as it has blue or red, or the same number of green pixels as there are blue and red combined.
Yeah.
Let's just play it from here, just to kind of like recap the brain cells, okay?
At a simple border between dark and light.
Well, you've got to set the scene, and that is it goeth. He sees light through his prism.
Yeah,
and this is what he sees between light and shade.
Yeah, because
light and dark.
What's the word? Includes intensity, light and darkness within his ideas and understanding of light, how light colour is produced. Oh, because it's all about colour. So let's carry on.
The prism is held horizontally. As soon as we rotate the pattern, colours appear. Alternatively, blue colours and yellow colours. These are the so-called boundary spectra. A transition from white via yellow, orange and red to black. Alternatively, from black via blue-violet and turquoise to white. See what happens when we let the two kinds of boundary spectra partly overlap. Here, red meets dark blue and results in a spectrum with purple between yellow and turquoise.
There you go, look at that. So with his spectra, he's saying that there's yellow and red, and blue. Well, we'll call it blue and cyan.
Yeah,
that's what we'll call it.
Dark blue.
But cyan. These colours here that are created are very reminiscent of your printer cartridges in your printer.
Yeah.
And the white the boundary white that he's got there would be your paper.
Yeah, because when you think about what adds black to your printer colours is the ink, black ink. But white isn't a colour that's that's not even there on the ink.
What's this statement set? Is it like what adds any colour to the paper is ink?
So because there's additive colour and subtractive colour, doesn't make a lot of bloody difference, does it?
No.
Well, it does. It just reverses the numbers that you use.
Well, that would make the purple, the red, because you're mixing the red and blue to make it lighter, so you can create magenta. It would be the white on the paper.
Yes, so the white the paper helps to create your additive colours.
Yeah. So
the white of the paper.
So if you wanted to make that magenta darker, you just add the black from the printer.
Absolutely, of course, yeah.
So what this is kind of telling me is that there's no real difference between additive and subtractive colours, because they all work on the same principle, and that is you have your primary colours.
Yeah.
Like the colours on his spectrum.
Red, yellow, blue,
yellow,
and cyan.
And blue. Red, yellow and blue. They are your primary colours. So you even have primary colours within the light spectrum or prismatic colours.
Yeah, absolutely, of course. Now, if you think we're wrong, all I'd suggest you do is print out a snowman, on a black piece of paper.
Yeah, see if you get white.
And see what it comes out like.
Yeah.
I guarantee it'll come out quite dark, actually. In fact.
Yeah.
But, we can...
How come I could never find an RYB monitor?
Yeah.
No.
How come modern monitors have got those pesky green pixels in them, eh?
Yeah.
These idiots don't even know what the primary colors of light are.
No.
Jesus God.
Yes. Oh, I think enough of that. How about we do a quiz? Paul, you ready for a quiz, do you think?
Yeah, which one do you want?
I want the geometry quiz. All those.
All right.
What I'll do is all those in the Peanuts who want Paul's other quiz, put their hands up now. Okay, well, so there you go. There we go. We're doing Paul's geometry quiz. There we go. Hang on, I got to give you rights.
You do.
Give you rights.
You
do. Wait. Is she? It's good to be the king. Right. Says, I was going to say not Monty Python. What's his name? Can't remember now.
Ooh,
Blazing Saddles. Who did Blazing Saddles?
That's a Mel Brooks film.
Yeah, he's the one who said it was good to be the king. Yeah. Yeah, mate. Tricky maths puzzles.
Yeah. Just let your brains comprehend some of those things there.
That's still an all-time classic. Find X. There it is.
Here it is. Yeah.
Yes, it.
Yes. Found it.
Yeah. That's
Find the difference between 8
very
and
well.
6. Find the difference between 8 and 6. 8 is all curly. 6 isn't.
Not. It's part we call it.
Yeah.
Write a question using why.
Why?
Yeah.
Well,
that should have got top marks. I mean, that's clever.
That's clever, yeah.
But the kid who did the 8 and curly got the next question right. So there you go.
Rodney does math like my mum.
Yeah, no. Okay, let's go ahead. All right. Okay, so what you've got here, these are called area maze puzzles, all right? And they're simply solving for an unknown in an area puzzle, all right? You either got to calculate an area or calculate a side length or something like that. But there's a few rules you've got to follow, right? One is that the answer is always a whole number, all right? And you're not allowed to use fractions or decimals to get to the solution. If you use a calculation, you can't use a calculation that ends up resulting in a fraction or a decimal. Okay, right. So you'll see what I mean when you get to it. So here's this puzzle here. This is a simple one, right? For a start, all you've got to do is find out the width of that top section there. All right, by looking at the various other bits of data that you've got there. All right. So how might you go about figuring that out? Think about it.
The initial one would be to say, okay, well, 16 divided by 5 is going to give you the other part of that side, and then you divide that into 36 to give you the answer. Yeah?
The what?
Then you would divide the resultant of 4 plus the answer of 16 divided by 5.
Yeah, but 16
divide that
into...
into...
It's not going to... 16 divided by 5 is a fraction. It's not going to give you a whole number.
No, that's right.
Use that.
Yeah, that's what I was. Right. That's what I was getting at. So I couldn't do that.
You can't use that fact to arrive at the answer. Okay. So how else could you do it? And this is what makes these a little bit tricky. Okay.
I can't put 16 into 32 evenly. Okay. Well, if we said it was 5 times x equals 15, 4 plus 6 time equals 16. Can you do it that way? Write that down. breaking the rules.
Right. I'm going to multiply 4 by 5.
Yeah.
And get 20.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'm going to add it to the I'm going to add it to the area of the bottom one.
Yeah.
Which is which makes 36.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I have an object that has one length the same area, and it's got the same total length. So the width has to be 5.
Yeah. Well done.
Yeah. That's the kind of reasoning we're after, Alan. That's exactly how you do this one, right? So the first thing you did was the area of the left hand, the left out bit is 4 by 5, which is 20 square centimeters, right? And then you add the 16 to get the 36 square centimeters, which is the same area as the other one. But because they share a common side, right? Since they're the same area and they share a common side, the height's the same, then the width must be the same. And since the width of the other one is 5 centimeters, then the width of the unknown one is also 5 centimeters. All right. So that's how you actually arrive at that answer. Yeah. No fractions, no decimals were used. All right. So that's a fairly easy one for you to do. All right. So same rules apply now to this one. All right. So now what you've got to do is figure out the question mark in this one here. Any ideas? Any guesses?
My guesses to the side. I was thinking. I just got to do a little bit of writing down to work this one out.
Mm-hmm.
That awkward silence is always tricky.
It is, isn't it? Yeah. House planned from above. It's a pretty boring house.
Yeah.
What I'm interested in during test is how did you get to your answer?
10. Well, that was my guess. I was trying to work out how to get there, though. Because it has to, which would mean that you'd have to get 18 in a total of 18 of the other on the sides of the other two.
Right. So Turing test has said that the left out bit is 1 wide and 5 tall. That makes sense because the 20 centimeter squared area is 4 by 5. So it has to be 5 high, which means that it's the lift out bit is 1 wide. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. So, yep. Then what do you do? Then you add together. You add them all together to get 39, which is half of 78. Yep. And so twice 5 is 10. Well done. That's exactly how you do it. Turing test has got it. He knows the rules. Yep. So the area of the missing piece is obviously 1 by 5, which is 5. You add that to the 10 and to the 14, and you get 39 centimeters squared, which is half of 78. And because, like in the previous example, they have a common height there between them, it must be twice the width. And so because it's twice the width, it must have 10 centimeters. It must be 10 centimeters. So there you go. That's that one. All right. Let's go on to something a bit more complicated. All right. So this time,
you've got to work out the area.
No, you've got to work. Yeah, you've got to work out the that area of that shaded bit there.
So we know we've got 7. We've got one that's 1 square centimeter less. My gut telling me it's but I can't put it in Y.
What's your gut feeling telling you?
The 24 is the answer we're looking for, but I don't put that into Y.
I show it, and it's not.
It's
24
not.
is not the answer you're looking for.
Okay, well, means it's not going anywhere else.
No, it's not, Brian Stevens. 24 is not the answer here.
Yeah.
All right, I'll give you a bit of a hint. All right, so your first hint is that the two top rectangles sum to an area of 77 square centimeters.
Yeah.
All right,
which means there's
so
10.
see if you can go from there.
Got that the 10, and then I got the 6. Not 10, 11, sorry, which is 7.
It's not 24 and it's not 34 either. Nope, that's not the right answer during test 2. It's incorrect. Because they're different heights in the top part and the bottom part during test 2.
Yeah.
One's 7 centimeters high and the other one's 6 centimeters high.
41, I think.
Nope. I'll give you another clue there. This makes the width of the top two rectangles 11 centimeters.
Yeah.
Okay, because if it's 7 high and 11 long, that makes an area of 77 square centimeters.
Which makes
right, so that 38 and that 39 add together to give 77 square centimeters, and the width of that is 11, which makes the total width, if you continue it, and that horizontal, all right, can't say it like Bev, makes that 14. Okay, so if you add the 11 plus the 3, you get
20.
14.
20
so you
is
can
the
go
answer.
from there.
Is 20 the answer?
20 is the answer. How did you arrive at it now, Timbo?
Well, so if you've got 11 at the top,
Yep.
subtract the 4, and then add the 3, that gives you the length of the 40 plus the missing area, so that's 10 times 6 is 60 minus 40 equals 20. Does that make sense?
That's it. That's one way of doing it. Yes. Perfect. All right. So the width of the top is 14. All right. So you then the area of the bottom rectangles, including the empty area, is then 24 centimeters squared plus the 40 plus your unknown, and then you just do a little subtraction there. Okay.
Yeah.
Like you did, and you get an area of 20 square centimeters. Yeah. That's how it's done. They can get really tricky. Like this one. This is your last one. All right. So this time you've got to figure out what the area of the shaded one is again.
That one is... That would involve... I can't do that because that would involve fractions.
Yeah, that's the tricky bit. It'd be easy to actually calculate the answer, wouldn't it? Right?
Yeah.
But trying to get to the answer without using decimals or fractions, that's the hard
Can you
part.
cheat and double the, or in this case, multiply by 4 everything? Can you cheat and multiply everything by 4?
Oh, I guess you could.
Would that give me...
Would it
give me
help?
a whole number? Would it give me a whole number? No, it wouldn't. Actually, no, it wouldn't help. Because I'd still end up with a fraction. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you a clue.
What we do know is that 47 is separate, so the line
is what?
The bottom. Oh, you may have the complete triangle dividing line. Yeah, the bottom is dividing 29. Yeah. If you continue the vertical line across, yeah, onto something like that, like that.
All right, so your first clue is to complete the large rectangle by adding lines at the bottom right. All right, so fill in that bottom right bit there, right? And then divide the 29 square centimetre rectangle into two by continuing the vertical line. So you get a top half with 3 sections and a bottom half with 3 sections, with the vertical lines continuing through. Okay.
Yep.
That's your first clue about what to do. But no guesses from the peanuts on this one yet.
Nothing yet. No. Trickier and trickier.
Yeah, this one's a bit tricky. There was an even trickier one, but I decided not to put that in because it looked absolutely.
It's one I could puzzle off a bit longer.
It was ridiculous.
Oh, was it get out of the way?
I'll give you another clue then. All right. So on the bottom section, the 2 right rectangles sum to 4 by 10. All right.
Yeah.
So 4 by 10. All right. Because if you include that that unknown area, that unspecified area in there, it's 4 by 10. Right. Which is 40 square centimetres, which is 11 centimetres squared bigger than the left 2 rectangles. Okay. On the bottom. So difference between 29 and 40 is obviously 11, right?
Yeah.
So the right rectangle must be 11 square centimetres larger than the left one. Okay.
See. 10.
Right, then you have a look at the top rectangles and you'll find out the difference. What's the difference between the left rectangle and the right rectangle on the top?
Well, that would be 22.
Which is how much bigger than the difference between the left rectangle and the right rectangle on the bottom? Okay, we figured out that the difference between the left and the right rectangles on the bottom was 11, and the difference between the left rectangles and the right rectangles on the top is 22. What does that tell you about the size of those?
It's the double, yeah.
And the bottom's half, so
yeah.
Yeah, so the top rectangles are twice as high. So if you use that knowledge to know that they're twice as high, then that means they must be 8, right? 8 high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And if they're 8 high, then that means the area of that, if you include those 2 right-hand rectangles in the top part there, we already worked out that that is 10 by 8.
So that's
now,
80.
which is 80.
Yeah.
And then you just subtract the 43 from 80 to
37. Yeah.
37. That's the answer. Yeah, there you go. So the answer was 37 square centimetres. They can get pretty tricky, hey?
Yeah, tricky. Yeah.
Yeah. So it makes you think a bit. Anyway, so that was
cool.
A little bit of math wizardry or puzzling called
Area maze
puzzles. Yeah.
I'll have a look at that.
Guess what nationality of fellow invented this?
I couldn't say. I'm not biased.
Japanese.
I would
Japanese.
think Greek because
No,
isn't this how the Greeks used to do mathematics at one time?
kind of. Yeah, but some Japanese fellow
Sort of.
invented this.
I was going to
and
suggest it's a variation.
He's actually
Sudoku.
published, and for those of you that are interested, he actually published a book where you can get a whole book full of these things. So there you go. If that's your cup of tea, you can get a whole book of these things.
I'll
There you
look
go.
into that one.
Anyway,
I'll look into that
was
one,
something just a bit
I
different, I thought.
I won't be adding one of them to my collection.
Oh, aren't you going to go on one of those crowdfunding websites and contribute a whole an anthology of these be put together and have your name in it? I don't know.
Yeah.
Ah, dear. I was just going to say, Alan,
Do you think Bev would be into those?
That would be fun. if
No.
you get him to try and do that.
Oh, I reckon it'd be fun to watch him try and solve one.
Hey, at least I managed to get one of them.
You did, yeah. I'm sure you would have gotten the others if you had sat there long enough and looked at them, Alan. But you know,
If I'd have started drawing, probably.
Yeah.
Alan.
Here's another dumb thing that FTFE said too.
Oh, yeah,
he said that neutrons were trapped in the magnetic field of the Van Allen belts.
What?
Right. Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Timbo, yes, it's a Cow 6, and I hate you.
You hate me? Yeah.
Well, I'd really like one. I saw one for sale in the UK recently. It was one lens, the standard lens, and it was like nearly £1,000. So that's a couple of thousand of yours.
Yes, I've forcibly had to acquire this.
I thought you had a Cow from your
yes,
or somebody.
Yes, now I own it. Which I won't go into, but it is now in my possession. Yes.
Is that is a Cow, isn't it?
Yeah, Cow 66 with 2 lenses. So
yeah.
So
very nice if you want a 6x6 camera and you don't want a Hasselblad.
No, that's right. Yeah. So anyway, now I've got to work out what to do with it, which will probably be I might see if I can upload
film in it and use it.
Yeah, that was my choice. It's either use it or sell it. So, but
trouble is, have you seen the price of darkroom gear these days?
Yeah,
oh my God, is it going back up?
It's getting the film and getting it developed is the problem. I'd use it because it could do great pictures, but
the film is easy. It's it's either paying a lot to have it. It's getting it from the film to
picture,
to a usable image.
Yeah, that's right.
Getting a negative is not too hard. It's getting either a really good scan of it or it's printing it in a darkroom.
Yes, and of course, obviously, I can't get a digital back for it or anything like that. So, yeah.
Although you can pick up a fairly reasonable Epson scanner with the
Film
attachments for scanning the film, and 6x6 negatives are at least a decent size to scan on a flatbed scanner.
Oh yeah, I'm not. It's more just getting the because the processing is so tricky. Not so much the once I got it processed, then that's fine. I can get an image from it. But yeah. Anyway, we'll see.
I've been looking. I can buy Ilford black and white film here for £6.50 a roll, and then with a high quality scan, it's £17 to get the roll of film developed, and you get 12 images.
Yeah. Well, I can offer you a cheap one for about 12. You know, but I'll give you for $1,000.
That Australian dollars.
Yeah. Yeah. No, don't worry. Yeah.
Trouble is, by the time you pay the import duty on it to get it into the UK,
well, it's also transporting without it getting damaged, and there's a whole lot of things. So yeah, it's not going to go there. Oh no, wrong one. This one. Yes. So I thought we could listen to some Leo. I'm sure we love some Leo.
I'm going to show you how silly the space shuttle program was. Going to use footage from the very first ever space shuttle mission, STS-1. We join the action as the space shuttle is supposedly doing 17,500 miles an hour around the globe Earth. They've just opened their cargo doors and they're about to do an inspection. So let's have a look.
Okay, we want to show y'all here. We do have a few tiles missing off of both of them, off of the starboard pod, 3 tile and some smaller pieces, and off the port pod. Looks like I see one full square and looks like a few little triangular shapes that are missing, and we're trying to put that on TV right now. Roger, Crip, we can see that good.
So that's not good. As you can see, several of the tiles, the heat tiles, which protect the space shuttle against extreme temperatures during re-entry, several of those tiles are actually missing. Yeah, really not good. And quite revealing. And this is where it starts to get sillier and sillier. I'm over at Google. How are the space shuttle tiles attached? The tiles were not mechanically fastened to the vehicle, but glued.
Yeah.
Since the brittle tiles could not flex with the underlying vehicle skin,
The tiles.
they were glued to Nomex felt strain isolation pads with room temperature vulcanizing silicon adhesive, which in turn glued to the orbiter's skin. So essentially, that's a lot of fancy names to describe essentially these tiles were glued to the orbiter.
And?
Yeah, that's what it says.
That's the difference between the word tile and panel. They're tiles. Okay.
So back with the original clip and an extra clip regarding the aluminium skin that lies underneath these ceramic tiles that protect the space shuttle.
Okay, we want to show y'all here. We do have a few tiles missing off of both of them, off of the starboard pod, 3 tile and some smaller pieces, and off the port pod.
So what does he think they put the tiles on with? Or should?
Looks like a few little triangular shapes that are missing, and
I can almost guess which way this is going.
Yeah, you can.
The aluminum skin will melt at 320 degrees. The silicate tiles must insulate the vehicle from the tremendous heat.
So the aluminium skin that's underneath these tiles will melt when it's exposed to temperatures greater than 320 degrees.
Fahrenheit, I think.
And that's a major problem.
I don't
when we're
think
looking at
so.
this old school footage from STS-1. Because essentially,
But that's
we've
that's
now
not
got
a key
parts
critical part of the space shuttle.
No. And it's not
I know where he's
focus.
going with this, and
Certainly
he's
not
gonna
on
say,
re-entry.
how could that possibly have re-entered with these missing tiles? Quite easily.
Yes. Where they were missing from was the big deal. Yeah. Sorry, Alan, you're about to say?
No, I was just going to say, not a critical part for re-entry.
No.
of the space shuttle, they're exposed. They're weak links in the chain, if you like, where we've got the aluminium skin not protected by a heat tile. What makes it worse now, the temperatures during re-entry. NASA have told us it's around about 3,000 degrees, which would be terrible for this situation which we see on our screen right now.
That temperature is on the underside of the orbiter, Leo, not the not the top of the engine housing.
Yeah.
The high
Well, anyway,
temperature, the high temperature shielding is the black stuff on the bottom of the orbiter.
Yep.
It re-enters the atmosphere in a very nose-high attitude. It sort of belly flops into the atmosphere.
Very deliberately, yeah.
What? So you're telling me that it doesn't dip its nose to descend?
No, it doesn't actually. No, it really doesn't.
No.
And I don't know where they got that
would be in
number.
big trouble.
I don't know where they got that 300 number. The aircraft aluminum has a melting point of around 700 degrees centigrade, not 300.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
3,000 degrees from NASA, all the way up to 9,000 degrees from a NASA legend, a space shuttle legend, Gibson, who had this to say about temperatures regarding re-entry.
Start hitting the Earth's atmosphere because you'll start to see a little bit of a glow outside your window. It's white hot outside. It's just as bright as day. And the air outside is 9,000 degrees. Well, that's hotter than the surface of the sun.
Think about it logically. If this thing was coming back in at 17,500 miles an hour, yeah? The moment it hit the Earth's atmosphere and started to feel resistance from the air, and of course friction, and of course high temperatures, the lack of aerodynamics here due to the missing tiles would cause serious problems. The glue would fail,
Tiles
the
don't give it
aluminium skin would melt
aerodynamics, Leo.
underneath the tiles that
You
are not
mong.
even...
No, not even close.
And there, the hot air would get underneath these tiles here and rip them off, exposing more of the aluminium skin, and this aircraft would just disintegrate. That's at 3,000 degrees, yet alone the 9,000 Hoop was on about. Doesn't matter who's right, whether it's NASA or the NASA legend. Coming back in at 17,500 miles an hour, hit an atmosphere, these tiles would be ripped off the back, the temperatures would just melt the aluminium skin. This thing would have essentially just been burnt to pieces. For anyone claiming, oh, they fixed it before they returned, no.
Who ever said that?
Some over NASA STS-1 touchdown, landing the first space shuttle
making a
mission.
straw man, right?
You get an image here.
Yeah.
Just gonna nip into the
I remember
image.
watching this on the telly at the time.
Yeah, so do
Zoom
I.
in, you can see the tiles haven't been replaced, which means this space shuttle didn't come back from space doing
So where'd it come back from? That's a good question then.
17,500 miles an hour, hit a globe Earth atmosphere, encounter temperatures ranging from 3,000 to 9,000 degrees. No, didn't encounter any of that or do any of that, because it would have actually ripped up, burnt up, and been absolutely obliterated upon re-entry. The aluminium skin that was under the tiles that had fallen away would have been exposed to ridiculous temperatures, and the spacecraft, due to a failure of aerodynamics and a failure of space heat protection, would have failed and been destroyed upon re-entry. But strangely enough, it had no problems landing, which means it didn't encounter the things they said it did. Just highlighting yet again the fraud that is this space shuttle program. They can't get their story straight. The reason they can't is because it's lies.
No.
I'm going to show you how
Poor little
silly.
Adam the retard. Oh,
Yeah.
Poor little
I want to know
Leo.
where was it between this image and the landing image, and where was this image taken in? Since you can quite clearly see it on the landing, so yes.
Well, what I'm just trying to find out. I mean, I found that image, but that obviously isn't from the first mission.
This one?
Yeah, I think it was.
I think it was. I recall them losing tiles on the first mission.
Yeah. I think
No,
so.
not the one of the shuttle landing.
That one. I'm pretty sure that's the same one.
Because that is a NASA website.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Oh,
Yeah,
look.
you can see the missing tiles. Yeah.
Because you still see the tiles missing. Yeah,
Yeah, it shows them.
but they were very
missing
worried
tiles.
about it. They were very worried about it, but yeah.
Wasn't who talking about the gas temperature?
Yeah. Well, it's first. It's the underside. It's the temperature of the compressed air that gets to around 3,000 Fahrenheit, isn't
it? Hey, Paul.
Yeah.
How hot was that gas before the shuttle ever hit it?
Yeah. Yeah. About 2,000.
Or more. Yeah.
Or more. Yeah.
Or more.
Exactly.
The gas up there is already pretty damn hot,
Yeah.
Leo. And he was not talking about, Hoot was not talking about the skin temperature of the damn shuttle.
No.
He was talking about the temperature of the gas molecules.
Yes.
The plasma.
I think that's part of the confusion.
Yeah, I've always thought that the white tiles were mostly for insulation from stuff like incident sunlight.
They are.
Yeah. Whereas the black ones are the ones that are obviously for the re-entry.
Oh, we got Matt out in the channel there.
You'll see those black tiles all on the underside of the shuttle and on the leading edges of all the control surfaces.
Yes. They are.
Yes, they're the high temperature reusable surface insulation.
Yeah, HSRI.
I just have to have a Haynes manual on the space shuttle.
Whereas I just had to Google, whereas you had to go look on your bookshop.
Yeah, but my bookshelf's nice.
Yes.
Yeah, the white tiles are just there to cut down on the air conditioning expense.
Yes. And to look cool. Because, yes, that's what you're looking for. One of them. Anyway. What else have we got? We have.
They even lost a few of those.
Yeah, well, they did in the next one of the next missions, didn't they? Why do I have Flatsoid in here?
I actually remember watching the launch of STS-1.
Last month, we looked at Flatsoid.
Oh, sorry. Here you go.
I actually watched it in a A-level physics class at my local technical college where I was doing my A-levels. Because it happened to launch during a physics class, conveniently enough.
Yeah, oh God, that would have been. I would have been at middle school. I know I was at middle school, and my teacher was into that sort of thing, and she said, "Oh, let's watch this." And lots of my mates were, and I said, "No, this is going to be really cool," because I've been reading about this damn thing for years, you know.
Yeah.
And of course, being too young and having missed, the Apollo missions and everything, this was the next best thing, the launch of the first space shuttle.
Okay, so Matt tells me he can't join us because he's in the sunny climes of Belfast. So,
Yes, I think I suspect today that's tongue in cheek.
Yes.
Yeah. It's gonna be right.
Urinating rain at the moment.
I've only been to Belfast once. It wasn't sunny.
Fortunately, never been on the island of Ireland.
Neither have I.
I've been to North and South. Well, North and Island. Yeah, pissing the rain. That's about right for Northern Ireland.
I've been to the island of Tasmania, but I don't think. I've been to the island of Tasmania, but I don't think they're comparable.
I avoided being sent because in my trade, being sent was not a 4-month tour; it was a 3-year tour.
All right. Yeah.
I have friends who served over there back when we still had the troubles.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I've got a flattoid. Going crooked, summing down, going crooked. It's a flattoid. So.
That sounds a bit.
Last month, we looked at flatsoid, trying to debunk Professor Dave's famous response to the globebusters.
Hey!
The gurning South
So
African.
Simon and Dan is at it again. Yeah. Stay tuned and let's have some fun.
You lot loved it so much that you asked for a second part.
Thank you. Thank you guys.
The start is a continuation of Flatsoid's debunk of Professor Dave's Globebuster video. I had so much fun last time, I thought we'd carry on.
Do it! Although you're too scared to, so.
I don't think he is. Did you see what he did to David Weiss?
You know what spectroscopy is?
Yeah, spectroscopy is you can measure gases, but it has to be in a container. Where's the container?
No. Stop. We are looking at light. We're looking at light, and we are understanding about the materials, right? We're understanding the composition of things based on light. So when you start talking about gases, you show me immediately that you don't even know what spectroscopy is.
It's not really going to help. Okay, let's go.
This is trivial to prove. You say that objects fall down because they are more dense than the air below them.
Yeah. That is not creating enough pressure to hold it up.
It's a trap, Flatsoid!
But what is happening here? Your hand has enough pressure to hold it up. It's caused the pressure, it's holding it up. Very simple. You are holding it at an energy. You've got potential energy in the system.
Why down? Why not up?
Why down? Why not up? I don't know. Just like I explained. Picked it up. I picked it up. It's got potential energy. I put energy into the system. It's not going to mean when I let go, it's going to create more energy and use the connecting energy up.
Yeah, the constant pausing from Flatsoid means he's not going to grasp Dave's argument.
Gravity is only for the globe. We are talking about flat Earth, remember? So I do grasp the argument. You guys seem to not grasp the argument that potential energy is not gravity on the flat Earth.
Yes, you are creating energy by doing this. Gravitational potential energy. And it falls down because there is an intrinsic down caused by gravity.
Flat Earth? No gravity. Globe Earth? Gravity. Maybe you should learn the difference. Trying to place your gravity of the globe onto a reality of flat Earth is not just nonsensical, it's idiotic.
Very simple. You guys, I just explained it. Air all around it, that's actual physical pressure. So yeah, air all around it, hitting it. Physical pressure, just not enough pressure to support it. When we build a building, where do we build it? We build it on the floor. We do not build a building in the sky.
Absolutely nonsensical.
Daniel, would you be kind enough to tell us why it's unsensical? All foundations are built at ground level.
Building, where do we build it? We build it on the floor. We do not build a building in the sky.
Absolutely nonsensical response.
Also, objects fall down when they are in a vacuum, which means there is no air below them.
Which makes the density point. Less air, hence you've changed the medium. They all fall down. Why? There's even less pressure to support them. Hence why you don't have any air friction with the feather. So it falls down in the rate that it's said to be.
Unfortunately, Flatsoid here is not understanding Dave's argument, which can only mean he has the IQ of a tuna sandwich. A 4-day-old tuna sandwich as well.
Why do you always copy me?
Maybe think next time before actually talking.
Oh, the irony.
I am Iron Man.
What's happening there? Face the facts. Things accelerate down towards the ground because of a downward force.
What is the downward force here? This ball is the downward force. It's actually what? It's having a force exerted down because there's nothing to be able to support it. There's not enough pressure pushing up against it. I don't know if you've ever seen, if you guys take, let's say, a compressor or something, and they have the pipe, and they put the ball at the end, and they blow it, and the ball just stays there and spins because it's giving the Magnus effect, and it's just spinning there in the air, and it looks like it's floating.
It floats.
That is giving pressure. That's holding it up. Same thing. If you have to take that pressure away now, it falls.
He really does not understand Dave's argument, and one I have made many times as well. Essentially, the air pressure is pretty much all the same around that ball. In fact, minutely less so above than below. So why then, if there is less pressure above the ball, does it not go up?
Are you kidding me? What? Like,
Maybe you've got short-term memory loss, Daniel. Remember what I said when you pick something up? Does that take energy? So you've transferred energy into the system. Now, why would you expect it to go up some more when you let it go? It was you that transferred the energy into the system. When you let it go, it has to release that energy and transfer into the surrounding system. The pressure is not great enough to support it when you've let it go. Hence,
it really doesn't. But out of interest, have you got or have you written a peer-reviewed scientific paper that proves that relative density disequilibrium is responsible for the 9.8 meters per second squared downward force?
According to the general theory of relativity, gravity is not a force.
No? Oh, okay.
This is an egg. That force is gravity, which pulls everything towards the center of the...
Did you just hear that? He said that force is gravity. This is a so-called professor, guys. Yeah. Gravity is not a force.
The Earth, which is its center of mass. Denser things displace less dense things because gravity exists.
No. No. Gravity has got nothing to do with this. It displaces it because of the level of pressure.
Then how, Flatsoid, can steel sit on concrete when steel is 3 times more dense than concrete?
Reasons?
Hi, I'm Emerald Robinson,
Yeah.
and in this What Is video, we're going to investigate the state of matter called a solid. Solids are materials that keep their form. That is, solids don't change their shape or expand to fit the container that they are in.
Concrete. In the normal world with gravity, etc., that's explained by the fact that the bonds in the solid, the atomic bonds, are stronger than the gravitational force. But in your world, with relative density disequilibrium, then that steel should sink below the concrete.
Pressure is different. The one that has more pressure is going to go and support it. Hence why denser things are at the bottom, because they have more pressure.
Oh my days, if he says pressure one more time, I'm going to explode. Okay, thank you so much for watching. It truly is appreciated. If you enjoyed it today, please do consider subscribing to the channel.
So, you convinced?
No.
No. It's still why down. I don't get no real understanding or no explanation. I don't know if you saw this one from Reggie. So late. We'll do this one and then I'll do have a quiz of my own.
No, I've not watched any of Rachel's videos.
Well, why do you think I've not been here for
No,
a
this
long
is
time?
this is what she put out after her FTFE visit.
Oh right.
Yeah, because obviously She apparently stirred up some
It's impossible.
some problems.
It's because of the infighting caused by the likes of Bob Nodell, Dell with the upwards accelerating Earth. She was as frustrated as what I was, and I took a back seat because of it. Because you don't need the rumpus and
Armin's going to rumpus this entire discussion unless you let him make his point. He won't even let me talk. I'm the host. Right, just let Arwin get to the end of his point. Otherwise, he'll ruin everyone's from this point forth. Go ahead, Arwin.
Yeah, okay. You're projecting your good nature of yourself onto her. She's not you. She doesn't have that drive like you. She doesn't have that loyalty to people and friends like you. It doesn't work like that with her.
Loyalty doesn't mean being a yes man or a yes woman all the time. You know what I mean? You ain't got to be a yes man or a yes woman in order to be loyal. You can disagree with somebody and still be loyal to somebody. Just because you disagree with somebody doesn't mean that you ain't loyal. You know what I mean? You don't have to agree with somebody all the time in order to be loyal to someone.
Nothing that she's done so far, and I've kept very close eye on her, is like you are. She's out for attention, and she lied about that. Oh, I'm tired of the infighting. No. She just told the anti-flat earther what they wanted to hear.
Brian Lake, not an anti-flat earther, a flat earther. 2 months ago, you got to make a video pointing out Flatzoid's and Adam's numerous strawmen in Flatzoid's latest video. Whether I agree with upward acceleration or not, it can be demonstrated in any direction, and it does line up with the math. Me? I know, yeah, but honestly I'm getting fed up of all the infighting. I don't even know if I can be bothered anymore. It's draining, everyone calling everyone shills and attacking each other, etc. We have it off the Globers and now off each other. My mood at the minute is just too low to even try to deal with it. It's depressing to witness. So why would I say that, like at least 2 months ago, to Brian Leake, a flat earther? Because that's the truth, are we? The infighting is ridiculous and the infighting is pathetic. You think it makes Flat Earth look good with all the infighting? Really?
Nothing that she's done so far, and I've kept very close eye on her.
Logical conclusion. Yes, I've seen her on camera. Supreme knowing. In real life? Never. I have seen her on cam though, back in the days. But it could be an AI. Really?
She's an AI.
The conspiracy theories are getting ridiculous.
Oh, they're so fucking.
And then you wonder why I want to walk away from it all. You make us seem stupid. Conspiracy theories that I might be an AI. What the fuck? You know what I mean? Just ridiculous.
I've kept very close eye on her.
But look, I don't even know who Rachie really is. Do you? Have you ever actually seen Rachie on camera? We get to see some picture, but I mean, there is an argument that, well, we don't even know if she even is a woman.
I've kept very close eye on her.
You have seen her on camera? Where? When?
On the video you actually saw her with
That's just a...
She's been on camera no end of times.
Yeah.
Where and when? Where is it? And
Probably got a attraction with her dropping the bottle was like, you know.
In her own video.
Was she talking while she was on camera? Debating McToon?
I'm fucking paranoid. It's unbelievable.
Okay.
But this always happens when
All right.
somebody jumps ship. And she hasn't even jumped ship yet.
Well, I don't think she's, as I said, I don't think she is. She's still a flat earther, as far as I can tell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she's just been a bit more open-minded, I think, and maybe a bit more.
Well, it's because she's wandered over to Dell's camp, you see. And, yes. And I think that's upset a few of these people.
Fair
Well,
enough.
they are very
I wasn't
easily
really a
upset.
big fan of the idea either, but and fight. Okay, yeah, gross. She wants to do that.
God.
Let's eat on cam and talk about gross.
Let's eat on camera.
Yeah.
And he wonders why he doesn't have subscribers.
Yeah.
Oh.
Right. Hmm.
Oh, dear.
Hmm. Yeah, she is indeed very young looking.
Oh, wow.
You would be too, Arwen, if you weren't losing your hair.
That's why he hides it all at the back.
Someone has to be. No, that's pretty real. But thanks, I didn't know that. And now I know. Now I can leave that silly conspiracy theory behind. Even if I get stuck in the dark world another 80 years out of nowhere, I will hold on that it's flat forever, even in the abyss. I will never let it go. Even if God himself tells me I will go to hell. If I believe the earth is flat, then I will go to hell.
So he has an open mind about it then.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. I think that's her point. She's trying to have an open mind, even though, you know, even though she's still on the wrong track, but that's okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, of course I went to the effort. I was going to have another one of my quizzes.
No.
Right. And I thought I split this up into two. I thought I'd start off with some science theories. See if you can work out the science theories.
Science theories.
Yeah.
So are they just theories, or?
Well, music. I'll give you a clue. Music
Gravity.
isn't.
It's just a theory.
Music isn't one of them.
Just a theory.
Okay. Just to start off, we have a couple of science, and then I had some music quizzes. Just a bit of fun.
Scientific.
What scientific theory?
Yeah, because I had to change it from Finnish the quote, so I changed it to scientific theory. So here we go.
What a word! That's a Timbo word.
That's a good word. It's a good word, isn't it? Scientific. I had some of the letters. I had some of you can put in some of the letters some of the time, and all the letters all of the time, or you can do it my way, which is somewhere in between. Okay. This might be a bit tricky because obviously you got to try and work it out. There's a couple of clues in there, but might be a little bit hard. I won't dwell on them too much because. Okay.
Right, something about the universe from 14 billion years ago.
Yeah.
So Big Bang then.
There you go.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's
There's a burger bar there.
It's a burger bar at the end of the year.
Indeed.
Yes.
And it's not nearly as
Bang burger
expensive,
bar.
but it's not nearly as expensive as going to the restaurant at the end.
Yes.
Oh, this is true. Yes.
Yes.
But you know, that only costs you a penny if you start investing now.
Yes, that's right. The magic of compound interest. Yes. Okay. There's some big clues in there. You worked out a few of the words there.
Is that
Yes,
Oh,
velocity.
velocity. I kept looking at that thing. What the fuck is that?
yeah, it's velocity.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think why we would have something with h times, and then I assume that's going to be distance. Oh,
So
the
that-
Hubble constant times distance.
Yes. Hubble's law of cosmic expansion.
Oh, is that? Oh, yeah, right. No, that threw me.
Yeah. Okay.
Blimey.
Well, there's a big clue on the side there if you work it out.
3 laws. And it's
It's
not
got nothing to do with
robotics.
Asimov.
No, it's not Asimov's
Not
law.
the 3 laws of robotics, bugger.
No, it's not those ones. What else has 3 laws?
It did get a vague mention in Foundation.
Anyone? Yes. Might need to speed up your thing out there, Peanuts. Give me one more click.
Oh, that's
Kepler's laws.
Yes, that's right. Kepler's laws.
Oh, right. Well, not overly familiar with them. So.
Kepler's laws of planetary motion. I think I got one more scientific for you.
well, that's gravity, isn't it?
Or of universal gravitation.
Yeah, that's it. Very good. Okay. I thought Paul would get that one with the saw the equation. Okay. This will be all general. These are all very famous movie quotes. You need to tell me what movie and preferably what year. I'm surprised Farmers hasn't got this already.
Oh, yeah. All of them.
Yeah.
Starting in 1977 and going forward.
Yeah, there you go. May the Force be with you. Star Wars 1977.
Let me just click my heels together. Oh,
Yeah.
where's me red shoes? Shit.
What year, though? What year?
Oh, God. Oh, that's an old one. That's
39, isn't it?
yeah, it was pre-war, wasn't it?
1939.
Just.
I don't know if Peanuts have got it yet, but yeah. Oh, please.
Buckle up, Dorothy. Kansas is going bye-bye.
Yep.
Oh, no, that's a different film.
Yep, 1939, Wizard of Oz.
Oh, yeah, of course. A while since I've seen that one.
What year? I think I've only seen it once. I've seen clips
I've
of
only seen it once. Yeah. No, I think I've only seen it once, but I can't think of what year that would be.
You worked it out, Alan? You know
Is
which
it
film we're
late
looking
70s or early 80s? Late 70s?
Give you another
I'm
letter.
not sure.
That should give it away.
Oh,
yeah. Hasn't given it, got it yet.
I know the quote, but I can't think what movie it's from.
Oh, okay. Yep, Shadow Falcon's got it out there. He's saying in the 1990s. It was 1997. So, oh, you were just off. Shadow Falcon, 1998. Just one off.
I was thinking of a different film that's got a very similar, if not the same quote.
Oh, what were you thinking of?
It's a gangster film.
Yeah. Oh, okay. No, well, wasn't that. Well,
You
this
know
one.
what?
You got it wrong then.
I really don't consider Titanic. It's crap.
Chick flick, essentially, isn't it?
Yeah. Special effects of the ship sinking were quite good, but the rest of it's a load of old bollocks.
Is there a
What's
word
that
that's
word?
disappeared off the right-hand side of the screen?
Possibly.
There is.
There is, yes. Sorry about that. I moved it over too far, but let's see if the next one. Yeah, there you go. It should be right now.
Not ringing any bells, I have to admit.
Clive, that's when he spoilers about to you didn't know the ship sank. Here we go. That should give it away. Maybe we won't.
Well, the first two words are carpe diem, which is Latin for seize the day.
Seize the day.
Seize the day.
But I can't think of the quote.
Who does he say it to?
Seize the day, boys.
Yeah. Make your lives extraordinary. That's the full quote.
That rings no bells at all.
Dead Poets Society.
Oh, I think I might have watched that film once back in about
1989.
1989.
It's a good film.
Sorry, that's just not that memorable. Not to me.
Yeah, it's a good film.
It's a
Okay.
good Metallica track. Oh yeah. Yeah. But which one? Which version?
Which version? True. Gonna have
We
to
have
get
been
the
so
year.
many.
I haven't got any answers yet. Peanut shit. I'll click another one.
No, they have got quite a lag.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Indeed.
Yes.
Which one?
Yeah, this is Sherlock Holmes. But
with who playing Sherlock? I mean,
yeah, which was
of the movies.
What was the
Of
first
the
one?
movies, I've got to say Basil Rathbone.
So when did he first say it?
Basil Rathbone wasn't the first. He's the classic one, but he was not the first person to portray Sherlock.
No.
Well.
Oh yeah, I like the Guy Ritchie ones too. I thought they were quite good. But, we have
1939.
got 1939. Bloody hell.
1939.
No, they did. I'm sure they did movies of Sherlock Holmes before 1939. Long before.
I'll check
I'm sure
that out.
there's a
Doesn't mean
one
that.
even?
Well, if there's silent ones, he never actually said it.
Sure he did. He mouthed it.
Anyway, here you go. See if we can get this one.
Oh yeah. Oh well, if we're going back to the very original films,
Yeah. Which I am. Well, black and white. Warner Brothers
Yeah,
type ones.
so- we're going back to 1931
Yes.
because I had to Google that because I thought it's going back some. It's going back
The-
quite
the-
a way. That one.
Nerd alert. Somehow I don't think in 1912 we had them actually filming the Titanic.
No, 1912 was the original.
It was.
Yeah, that Sherlock Holmes quote, I'm pretty sure isn't in any of the stories.
It's
in
not in
that
the written.
form.
It's not in the written book. It's only in the movies. I
Not,
think.
no.
Yeah. Okay, so if they worked. Yeah, that's right. Don't know that. That's correct. It's alive. It's alive from Frankenstein of 1931. Okay.
No, it's Frankenstein.
Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Dr.
Oh, good grief.
Frankenstein. Right.
I've got to see what year that was because it's going to make me feel. Oh, Christ, that's making me feel.
Yes,
really?
you would have seen this.
Is it
You
that
would have-
long ago? Fucking hell.
You would have seen this one, yes.
What?
Yeah.
You saw this at the cinema, but it's like, was it really that long ago? Huh, mate.
Yes, yeah. It was quite a while ago. Yeah.
It was quite a while ago. Yeah, only like 29 bloody years ago.
I'm taking Nerd Alert's responses out of context, and James Cameron didn't make a remake of Frankenstein.
Yes, it is indeed.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
My
Boris
mama
Gump.
always said life was like a box of
Box of
chocolates.
chocolates. Boris
Some
Gump.
buggers had all the good ones out first. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. There you go. Easy one.
I'm fairly certain we've had this one before.
You probably have.
I'll be back.
I'm not going to Google that one, but that was mid-80s.
Yeah,
There we go,
1984.
Yeah.
It's not a tuba.
That was the conflict.
Oh, and this film has one of the best monologues in a film, and it's historically accurate.
Yes.
And that's one of the better lines, I must admit.
Yeah. That was 79?
Was it?
Maybe, I'm not sure.
No, it was earlier than that, wasn't it?
Giving the
Quite
guys
a bit
out.
77, 78, something like that, maybe.
Giving the guys out in the Peanuts a chance. They're still stuck on Arnie.
There we go.
There we go. Jaws, yes. And if we go back to
What year was it?
1975.
75.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, this is going back some. bloody
Yeah,
hell.
this is the last one. So you're gonna pick the year for this one. It's a Spielberg movie. It is a Spielberg movie.
Yes,
Was it the
looking at you, kid.
Yep,
That's the one.
that's the one.
Was it the 40s or was it the 50s? I mean, obviously, well before my time, of course. But
I actually think they're very lucky in Jaws that the shark didn't work. I always said that because the shark, which is quite clearly mechanical, because it didn't
Yes.
appear that much in it.
the best shark was in the fourth Jaws film
Yes.
because it had this big rectangular hole in its belly that you could quite often see, and the legs of the guy tapping it underwater stuck out from it. Oh, it's fucking brilliant. It's one of the worst films ever made.
Yes. Well, Jaws 3D was always put up there as one of the really bad films with the.
Oh no! Watch the fourth one because that's got Michael Caine in it, and they said to him, "Why on earth is you appear in that film?" And he said, "I needed the money. Bills have to be paid."
It's because yeah.
Why he did a lot
But
of
it-
films, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but that fourth one is abysmal. I mean, the
Is-
shark
is-
even roars at the end. It's like, really? Sharks have got vocal cords now, have they?
Is that the one where is that the Revenge or is that the next one? Where it goes off to the Caribbean or something rather than the shark follows her. Yeah. Or is it?
Yeah, something like
Yeah.
that.
That is. I think that is the fourth one.
Oh, yeah, that storyline was just so the
and-
shark
and-
somehow tracking them down across the ocean. Yeah.
But it's a truly awful film. They made absolutely no effort whatsoever. It's
Yes,
And
no
I
doubt.
think this current one is 41 or 42.
42. It is
yeah, I thought it was
42.
40.
probably.
Oh, 42. There you go. Yeah.
There you go.
Wow.
Well, and that is the end of it.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah.
That was a bit of fun.
Great. Yeah. I'll think of something else for next week. Yeah, I think we might bring that to an end. I won't subject you to some of the other things I've got in my list of stuff, but I might hang on to a couple for next week. Yeah. A bit tired.
Yeah.
Oh, guys.
Don't forget to put your clock forward, Timbo.
I'm lucky nowadays because all the clocks do that. But at least I get an hour rest, so it'd be good. It was quite funny getting out of work and it was still daylight the other day. I got out of work early for me, which was like 5:30, and I wasn't black. Very unusual.
When does ours change? Ours doesn't change until the 29th of October, so we got best part of a month to go yet.
And I just on tomorrow. I get it. I get a long weekend. Well, Paul gets a long weekend, but he's already had his day off.
What do you mean?
Do you get Monday off too?
Day off. Huh?
Well, don't you get Monday off? Oh, didn't you get Friday off?
No, it's not a public holiday here on Monday.
No, on Friday. Wasn't it a public holiday?
Yeah, but I had to work.
Yeah. That's your,
What, do you think the ducks don't eat on a public holiday?
Yeah, they can starve for a day. Can't you just put a TV in there and they can watch the parade and that's it? All you have to do for the day?
No. Oh, dear.
Yeah.
Yeah, it don't work like that, does it?
No, it doesn't work like that on a farm.
Farming, when you have livestock, is a 7 day a week.
It is, yeah.
You can't just go, sod it, I'm taking a weekend off. Yeah.
Of course, we're running around getting all our fogger pumps serviced and making sure all the fogger lines are running because it's going to be hot. Like today, it was 32 here, 32 Celsius.
Yeah.
Here.
It's going to be warm tomorrow
Until
too.
we start to run the foggers in the sheds to keep the temperature nice for the ducks.
Yeah.
Paul, was that the public holiday you get for a horse race?
No. Public holiday we got for the footy parade in Melbourne. It makes no fucking sense because, like, am I going to go to the fucking parade in Melbourne? No. So the whole of Victoria gets a public holiday because 2 footy teams in Melbourne are playing a game.
And only one of them's from Melbourne this time around. So
yeah, that's right. Yeah, and it makes no frigging sense whatsoever. Well, we get the horse race one is the
Melbourne
what
Cup.
is it? I think it's this. Yeah, it's second Tuesday.
Second Tuesday in November. Yeah.
Yeah.
Most people get that. Well, we don't get it anymore. But
are you saying you're getting those poor ducks all wet, Paul?
Oh no, they don't actually get wet. The fogger pumps run at 800 psi, so quite a high pressure.
That's atomizing.
And they force the water through a 0.2 millimeter hole, so it's quite a hot hole.
But doesn't that make
Yeah.
the air more dense above the ducks?
No, it's less dense.
Water makes it less dense.
Less dense. I was going to say because otherwise the ducks would be drawn up to the more dense water. Then, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it literally makes a really fine fog, which evaporates almost instantly into the air, cooling it down.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which would
That's
make
for
it
me
less
to
dense.
get your ducks wet.
No, I mean, I wouldn't want to get the ducks wet.
Ducks.
It's like the farm next to us is a layer farm where they collect the eggs, send them off to the hatchery, and one of the previous managers there, anytime the temperature dropped down below about 10 degrees, he'd be putting the curtains up to try and keep the ducks warm. And someone pointed out to him, you do realise they're wearing feather doonas.
Yes.
So they don't get cold very easily. Only the young ducks do, but not the old ones.
But the heat would be a bit different because They are where they because for exactly the same reason they're wearing
For
feather
exactly the
dunas.
same reason, yeah, that's right.
They're wearing feather dunas. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well, as I said, we'll call it a night. If you guys want to say good night to the peanuts, we'll kick them out of here, and we'll see them next time.
Good night, peanuts.
Yeah, thank you, peanuts.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Thank you for
guys.
attendance.
See you, peanuts.
See you then.
Oh, I've got some rugby to watch. Yay!
Rugby or
It's the rugby.